Sounds good. Test, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Test, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We're good. Perfect. Thank you, man.
It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we are on site. Historic Nippert Football Stadium as the ranked number 21 Cincinnati Bearcats welcome the Baylor Bears into town. But that's not the only people they're welcoming into town today, Chris. It is homecoming. Alumni, friends, family, and fans coming from all over the country back to Clifton to celebrate their team, have some fun on a nice weekend. My name is Justin Dedrick, joined alongside me, Chris Pagan. Chris, how are you doing today?
Doing great. I mean, it is a beautiful October day. I'm ready for some football.
Always ready for some football. Like a few raindrops when we were down on the field earlier. It's crisp, it's cold, not too much wind, but it should be a fun time. The Bearcats, Chris, rank 21, 6-1 on the season, absolutely outlasting every expectation that everyone in the preseason had, whether that be fans, media, coaches' polls. The Bearcats have exceeded every single prediction, every single expectation. The questions about their legitimacy are over. They are a legit football team. But when you watch this team every Saturday, what stands out to you? What really stands out to you that says this Bearcats team is elite?
Well, you say elite. I say complete because the offense has so many weapons. The O-line is really good. We know the defense has struggled a bit, but they still do have a lot of playmakers. And then something that doesn't get talked about much, the special teams, the kicker, Steven Rusnak, he's perfect on the year. So this Bearcats team, they are good on all three phases of the ball, and that's what makes them elite in my mind is how complete they are as a team.
Now also for the Bearcats, Brendan Sorsby. He has played at an elite level this season, the best product he's ever put out on the field in his college career. Working his way into Heisman conversations, although as a dark horse, he has been mentioned as in Heisman conversations. This Bearcats team's a chance at the Big 12 championship, and that's large in part to the improvements that he's made, the electricity that he's put out there on the field. Now, Chris, he looks like a different player than what he did last year in a Bearcats uniform. So what stands out to you this year? What are the biggest changes that Brendan Sorsby has made?
I think he just looks more comfortable in his second year as the quarterback for the Bearcats. I think he knows Scott Satterfield's offense more. He knows the system. He's obviously more comfortable around his teammates, and that includes a couple of transfer additions that the Bearcats brought in, whether it's position players or guys on the line. But, yes, he is comfortable, and that is a huge part of the O-line and how well they have played this year. Whenever you can keep that pocket clean for your quarterback, it gives them so much more confidence, and that's exactly what we are seeing with Brendan Sorsby this year. He is playing lights out, and a huge factor is because of the Bearcats' O-line.
And on the flip side, Chris, for the Baylor Bears, Sawyer Robertson, an absolute gunslinger of a quarterback. He leads the nation in passing yards. He's tied for first in passing touchdowns. He has been electric, throwing the football all over the place. Just how much of a threat is Sawyer Robertson and his Baylor Bears offense to the Bearcats today?
You say gunslinger. I don't think that can really, accommodate what Baylor does when it comes to the passing offense. Like you mentioned, they're one of the best, if not the best, in the country. And we know in today's age of college football, teams love to throw the ball, especially here in the Big 12. It's like, bread and butter, passing game, Big 12. I think we're in for an absolute shootout. We're going to have fireworks here in Clifton, but Sawyer Robertson, such a talented guy. He has so many weapons around him, and the Bearcats secondary, they've had some issues along with the entire defense, so I think obviously that matchup of the Bearcats secondary versus the Baylor passing O, it's going to be one of the key factors, but they are so dangerous.
Now, Chris, the Bearcats looking to keep their rank and extend their win streak to 7 games in a row. Baylor looking to stay afloat in the Big 12, currently 4-3, trying to stay above 500. What do both of these teams need to do to come away with a W at the end of the day?
For Cincinnati, it starts with the line. You've only allowed 2 sacks all season long. If you can keep that pocket clean for Brendan Sorsby against a Baylor team that they have some pressure, but they can't finish the play. So if you keep that pocket clean, allow Sorsby to cook, that's the main thing for the Bearcats. We know what they're capable of doing. We know the weapons they have. We see them do it. So it's really keeping Sorsby clean and really winning in the trenches. For Baylor, yes, Justin, they are a passing team, but you cannot be elite and then have so many turnovers. You only can have one or the other. You can't really have both. So for Baylor, it's keep possession of the ball. Do not turn the ball over at all, or at least minimum in this game. 3 against TCU. 4, that's not going to cut it in the Big 12 game. So for Baylor, it's keep control of the football and do not turn it over. For the Bearcats, easy, win the line battle.
We're sure to see a fun game out there today. Sawyer Robertson, Brendan Sorsby, the Bearcats and the Bears here in historic Nippert Football Stadium on homecoming. We're sure in just a short few minutes for kickoff here on Bearcat Sports Radio.
Cincinnati will receive. Gentlemen, have a great game.
Back now and ready for kickoff as the fans are getting pumped up. The student section full up today. Everyone coming back to Clifton for homecoming has completely filled Nippert Stadium in a sellout. Wearing red are the Cincinnati fan base. Of course, a little spread of green and yellow. Anyone who's made the trip up from Waco, Texas, as well as one fan in a banana costume over in the student section.
Interesting. Bananas?
On a Halloween in a week. We are
That's true.
close to celebrating. Baylor will kick off, and the Bearcats offense will take the field first. So we'll see Brendan Sorsby and get an early look at just what he can provide.
Justin, it's going to be a fun one. I think we're going to have fireworks in Clifton today.
All lined up and ready to go. Baylor in the all whites, Cincinnati white helmets, but the jersey and the pants are red, matching the theme of the fans. Still waiting on the signal to kick off. Now we get the whistle. And we are underway here in Nippert Stadium. That kick is going to be short, going to be fielded. Logan Wilson taking it out. Wilson makes a move towards the sideline, but he's taken down before he gets to the 20-yard line. Great coverage by the Bears.
Good job on special teams. Now the Bearcats are not in a favorable field position to start this game. I believe it's going to be at their own 19-yard line. But Brendan Sorsby in the offense, they love to score in the first half, so they have to get out to a good start in this game against the Bears.
Sorsby, 24 total touchdowns on the year. Last week, he was the second highest graded college quarterback by PFF. The country is starting to take notice at just what he can do. Two wide receivers out to Sorsby's right.
Looks like a man coverage for Baylor.
Sorsby fakes the handoff. He's going for the slant. He's got Cyrus Allen, and just off the hands, a little bit low, and Allen can't hold on.
Yeah, like you mentioned, a quick slant for Cyrus Allen, someone who had a great game last week against Oklahoma State. Sorsby just a little low on the throw. Allen had to reach his one hand down, and it made some contact with him, but that's a throw you have to make. Just a little low. the safety Redding was converging on Allen. Hopefully the Bearcats get one back.
Cincinnati on the left hash. Royer in line, Pryor in the backfield. One wide receiver to his left, two to his right. This time, Sorsby will give it to Pryor. Pryor making a move towards the sideline. He's pushed out of bounds right about the 25-yard line. That'll leave the Bearcats with a third down.
Yeah, Bearcats in the pistol look. It's a quick give to Pryor, goes up that left side. You're going to see Cincinnati run the ball a lot on the boundaries because if Baylor's going to stack the box in the inside, it's going to be really tough. So if you're Baylor in the defense, expect a lot of perimeter runs.
3rd and 6 on the 23. Cincinnati looking to avoid a 3-and-out. Baylor looks like they're about to send pressure.
Looks like a cover 2 man maybe. They could be disguising something else though.
2 out on each side for Sorsby, still joined by Pryor. He's dropping back to pass, looking towards the left sideline, now firing deep.
Hey.
Trying to find Caldwell. He was held, he was grabbed, he was assaulted, and we get a flag.
He was assaulted. Wow. He was grabbed by the horse collar a little bit. Almost not a double move, but he lost track of that ball, not really sure which way Sorsby was going to throw it, but he drew the contact, and the Bearcats get a break on 3rd down.
Pick up 15 and a first down. That was Jacob Redding in coverage, the Baylor star safety. And it's so tough to cover Jeff Caldwell, 6'5". There's not much you can do in those one-on-one situations when Sorsby has so much trust in his receiver.
I mean, this dude had an 8-inch growth spurt in high school, or rather his freshman year of college, so he's someone that's really tall and a big weapon for the Bearcats.
So Cincinnati avoids the 3-and-out, pick up a set of first. Sorsby finds Allen on the drag. Allen right before the 50-yard line, taken down by Jacob Redding. That time, Allen makes sure to hold on, and he picks up a few.
It's a good throw, just a simple drag route for Cyrus Allen. A big emphasis of the Cincinnati offense is take what the defense gives you. You know, in Baylor, they're going to play their zone, sometimes 3-4-man front, depending how you look at it. But Bearcats need to get something going here, and so far they're doing well.
1st and 10 on the Cincinnati 49, about to cross the midfield mark. They hand it to Pryor, and he gets across it. Pryor still churning, approaching the 40, and he's thrown down to the ground, but not before a good gain. Pryor just keeping those strong legs moving, refusing to go down.
The Bearcats are so good in the run game. I mean, whenever you get 9 yards on a first down, I mean, it really propels everything. It gives you every option available on the table for the 2nd and short. I think in this 42-yard range, you could look at a shot potentially.
2nd and 1 on the Baylor 42. Sorsby throwing towards that left sideline. He's got Caldwell, toe taps and out of bounds for a first.
Looks like that might be Noah Jennings, but it's just a simple curl route. Or excuse me, you are right, it is Caldwell. The 9s and 8 look a little similar, you're right. But the point, it is a simple curl route. And once again, just taking what the defense gives them.
First down on the Baylor 37. Besides for that penalty, Baylor's defense was strong in those opening plays. We're threatening a 3-and-out for the Bearcats, but since then, Sorsby has found his rhythm. Pryor is running well. They're going to run a jet sweep. Handed to Johnson. Isaiah Johnson towards that left sideline. Taken down at about the 22-yard line. Cincinnati close to the red zone territory.
Well, we talked about the good starts that they have. This one's just a simple end around to the receiver, Johnson. And as I mentioned, the Bearcats are going to run a lot on the perimeter. They had a nice tight end out there blocking alongside another lineman. That's going to be key, getting those players downfield and perimeter runs for the Bearcats.
Royer in line to the left, 2 wide receivers out wide to the right, Pryor in the backfield. Sorsby to pass, he's going to check down to Pryor behind the line to gain, throws one man to the ground and just barely gets back to the line, not of bounds.
Pryor very lucky that that play was not for a loss. Closing in was LeVar Thornton Jr., the redshirt sophomore cornerback. He had Pryor wrapped up, but Pryor, big frame, 5'9", 195 pounds. He's not easy to bring down, so looks like the Bearcats gain a yard on that play. That's really good because that easily could have been a loss of a couple.
2nd down and 9 on the Baylor 21-yard line.
Once again, you see those 2 deep safeties. It looks like man.
Caldwell one-on-one on the right sideline. Hand off to Pryor, shifting up the middle. He churns down to right about the 15-yard line before he is stopped.
I think for Cincinnati, right now it's 3rd and 3. This honestly might be 4-down territory, I think. If you want to set a tone, you're on a 6-game winning streak in this Big 12 game, one that's extremely pivotal for both teams. Why not set the tone early and go for it if it's 4-down territory? Right now, you only need 3. So with that, I would not be surprised if you see a run play to try and set up that 4th down.
This is the Bears defense that allows over 30 points per game and 440 yards per game. Sorsby is going to hand it off to Tawi Walker. Walker forces his way through, and he has first down yardage. Walker, a bowling ball when he runs, just not easy to be taken down.
And that's why you have him on those third and shorts, because it's a simple give to the left side, plants his foot, cuts it right back up the middle, and gains a good 4 yards. Now the Bearcats 10 yards away from the end zone. Could see a mix of a lot of things here.
Spreading out, Baylor's defense trips out to the right side for Brendan Sorsby, still joined by Tawi Walker. Royer inline tight end on the right. Sorsby's going to take it himself. He's making a move. Dives down right about the 1 yard line, a long one. We'll see exactly where they spot. Sorsby had knee faked out, faked the handoff to Walker, pulled it, and then Sorsby, such an electric dual threat runner, gets down close. Cincinnati with the tempo. They're already lined back up, ready to go. Sorsby's going to give this one to Tawi Walker, pushing into the end zone for the score. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
A beautiful opening drive for the Bearcats. 11 plays, 81 yards, just over 5 minutes of possession. I mean, it had a balance of everything. Quick passing, good runs. That is how you start a game for the Bearcats. That is the start everyone here expected if you are a Bearcat fan.
Tawi Walker's 4th rushing touchdown on the season. His first touchdown since the game against Kansas. And now Steven Rusnak out for the extra point. The definition of perfect. Has not missed a kick yet this season. And that stays true. He is now 33 of 33 on extra points, and the Bearcats take the lead 7-0.
Like I said, beautiful opening drive. You go 81 total yards. You do remember that third down, the defensive PI gave Bearcats, they continued that drive. They took advantage of it. Like I said, running the ball, passing the ball. Really good job from Sorsby and company on this opening drive.
Tawi Walker and the Bearcats strike first. We'll see how Baylor can respond after a short break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Back after the break, Cincinnati took the lead on a Tawi Walker 1-yard rushing touchdown. 7-0. And Baylor will set to receive and have their first offensive possession. Chris, the Bearcats had a very good offensive drive. Of course, was helped by a defensive penalty, but what did you see in that first drive that you liked?
Whew, I mean, when you average 7 yards per run in the opening drive, I mean, I think that's going to be a staple point of what's yet to come for the Bearcats. But talk about the balance. The run game looked really good.
Baylor's going to take this one out of the end zone, returning and taking down about the 15-yard line. Not much room to run there on the coverage. And we'll see Sawyer Robertson and the Baylor Bears get to work back to the student section. They've got a loud crowd behind them pumping noise currently down the drive, echoing through the stadium.
Yeah, and you've seen the backfield running back Bryson Washington. Not that there are any doubts that he would start, but this is a Baylor running back room that has 3 running backs that could start at any given moment. So the Bears will opt for Washington to start the game.
Robertson is going to hand it to Washington. First play, he trucks a man, gets past the 20-yard line, sent Trayvon Gola-Collard to the ground, and a good 6-yard run for the Bears.
This running back room, they're young. Redshirt sophomore in Washington, back-to-back freshmen. I mean, these guys are really, really good.
Second play, they're going to hand it to him again. He's going to work his way to just about the 25-yard line. Trying to establish the run quickly are the Baylor Bears. They won't get first down yardage. They're just a yard short. 3rd and 1 on the 24-yard line.
Well, we know Robertson doesn't really run the ball much, but when you are literally half a yard away, I think this might be a QB run territory, or at least a quarterback sneak.
Late substitutions for Cincinnati. Dante Corleone will come off the field. Only 3 on the line for the Bearcats.
Great job by Cincinnati.
Timeout called late in the clock by Baylor. The substitutions maybe threw off their plan.
No, it did, because the play clock was at 3 seconds, and when the offense subs, the rule is the defense can sub too. Now, the flaw in that rule is the defense can kind of take their time that they would want to, and you saw Corleone. He was jogging off a little bit, and the official that's over the ball, he can't leave until Corleone is off the field. So that happened about 3 seconds left. Baylor has to burn a timeout.
What we see now is Dante Corleone. He's back on the field, so not a very long substitution for him. 1 out wide on each side. Washington joins Robertson in the backfield. 3rd down and 1 on the 24. They're going to hand it to Bryson Washington, and he will have first down yardage plus a couple extra. Gets to about the 28-yard line before he is taken down by a swarm of Bearcats.
I'm not sure they gave Baylor the timeout there. I think the officials might have saw what Cincinnati was doing, and I mean, I'm in favor for them correcting that flaw in the rule. So, I mean, they did stop play. They blew everything dead. What seemed like a timeout, but looks like Baylor did not call one. The official stepped in.
1st and 10 on the 28. Robertson looking to pass for the first time today. No one open. He's going to scramble and dives just across the 30 before being met by Jack Dingle. Don't normally see Sawyer Robertson take off like that, but the coverage on the back end by the Bearcats left nobody open.
I mean, 3-man front, you're going to drop 8 back into coverage. That's your classic Big 12 defense right there, and especially against a pass-heavy offense. So they're going to try and force Sawyer to run.
2nd down and 7. They're going to hand off. It's going to be Washington once again. Gets past about to the 33-yard line before he is met and taken down. Dingle and Golday work together on the stop. And now the Bears face a 3rd down and 5 on the 33-yard line.
3rd and medium. If I'm Cincinnati, keep an eye out on Michael Trigg, the 6'5" star tight end. Sawyer loves him in these situations.
Michael Turner, the running back in the backfield, alongside Sawyer Robertson. Robertson dropping back to pass, looking towards Trigg up the middle, nowhere to go. He's taken down. Micah Coleman was the first one to get to him. Jonathan Thompson and Jake Golday finished the play.
It's not one thing you want to see. Corleone is down on the ground. He is in some pain, holding at his lower left leg. We know he does have an ankle injury. He was not 100% coming into this game, but he is down on the ground right now, and that's not a good look for the Bearcats.
We presumed he may be on a snap restriction regardless today, but like you said, not at all what you want to see. Corleone being tended to. Baylor stopped on their drive. The sack by Coleman. And now Corleone will walk off the field. He is walking under his own power, which is a great sign to see.
It's good to see him walking off under his own power, like you mentioned. You see the high fives that his teammates are giving him. But you mentioned the snap count restriction. Coach Satterfield, I don't think that he's even played more than like 30, 35 snaps in a game this year. So he's already been on that restriction, you can say. But especially with that injury, they're going to be more cautious.
Corleone, a projected NFL draft pick in April. Hopefully he can get healthy here, and maybe we'll hear more about that soon. Some shifting as Baylor is lined up ready to punt. 4th and 13, I doubt there's any fake shenanigans going on here, but you always have to be prepared in the Big 12.
Never know.
And looks like they will punt it away. A short wobbler takes a bounce, and it'll be fielded by the Bearcats, but quickly taken down at about the 35-yard line. Some extracurriculars on the far side of the field as well.
I think one thing that's funny to think about is how Palmer Williams, the punter for Baylor, he's one of the best in the nation. And that right there did not look like a punt that the best in the nation would have. Not to disrespect him or discredit him, but from an All-American, I would expect a little bit of a more fluid punt.
His career long is 79 yards, Chris. An absolute boot.
It's crazy. I think today we're gonna have two of the best punters in the Big 12 and arguably some of the top in the nation here in this game between Baylor and UC. But an interesting thing I just saw, we were talking about this pregame, Justin. A BYU loss and a win for Cincinnati would propel Cincy up to number 1 in the Big 12 solely. BYU's down 17-7 in Ames. So this is a game that a lot of fans here in Cincy, they want to keep an eye on what's happening in Ames, Iowa. And right now, Iowa State's up 17-7 over the 11th ranked BYU Cougars.
Would put the Bearcats in sole possession of the Big 12, which would just be unheard of if you were telling me that before the season started.
I mean, you talked about in the pregame show about the odds and expectations and how they've really surprised everyone, including myself. If you would have told me Cincinnati was 6-1 heading into Week 8, looking to be 7-1, I would have thought you were crazy. A day-to-day, a 7-game win streak, I would have thought you were crazy, honestly.
Arizona State, Texas Tech, and Houston all at 3-1 in the conference. They are below BYU and Cincinnati right now, but BYU would join them with that loss. The top of the Big 12, kind of a mess of who's really going to be there in the Big 12 championship game because there are so many talented teams. Dare I say one of the most talented years in the Big 12, at least in my lifetime.
There's a lot of talent. I think there's talent everywhere as well in college football. I still have this thing of, yeah, like you do have your Ohio State number 1, your Indiana's number 2. But I don't really think that there's a team that clearly stands out ahead of everyone else. Obviously, me being biased, Ohio State number 1, but I don't think they clearly stand out. It's not like you're Georgia from a couple years ago and you go, no one's going to beat Georgia. This year, I still think it's open to anyone. There's so many talented teams, and there's not a clear favorite in my eyes, which brings beauty to the sport because you truly don't know what's going to happen.
Just how quickly things can change from one year to another. Last year, this Bearcats team, a lot of people had written them off. Say, okay, they got a lot of talent in the transfer portal, do a little bit of a rebuild, a little bit of a retool, and now this year, they're competing for a college football playoff spot. Last that I had seen, 36% chance to be in the college football playoffs.
It's crazy to think about. I mean, I believe next, if not in 2 Tuesdays, we're going to get the CFP rankings. We know they always don't see eye to eye with the AP poll, so if the Bearcats win this game, it'll be interesting. Let's see where they are in the CFP rankings.
Talks of a potentially hosted college game day as well the day BYU comes into Clifton.
Potential collision course going on right now between those two schools.
Back to the game at hand. 6 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Cincinnati on the 34-yard line. Sorsby's going to pull it from Walker. He's looking downfield, faking. Pump fakes. Now he's trying to escape out to the left sideline. Makes a couple miss. Gets just out of bounds right at the first down marker. Sorsby had such a clean pocket for so long, but he had nowhere to go and just escapes out using his running ability. Such an electric player.
Well, we know Sorsby as a dual-threat quarterback, but because the O-line has been playing so well, he really hasn't had to run the ball as much as we saw him do last year. So that's one of the times you get pressure. Good job by the O-line keeping it clean, and that's when Sorsby can take off and use his legs.
Sorsby with a fresh set of downs, going to hand off up the middle. Tawi Walker getting past the midfield mark. Good first down run for him as he just plows through. It's so hard to stop him when he gets his path.
I mean, it's crazy. 7 yards on first down on a run. This Bearcat rushing team is just so well.
Second down and 3, right across the 50-yard line at the Baylor 48. Sorsby joined by 2 in the backfield, Royer and Walker. Play action. He's looking towards the left sideline and just has to throw it out of bounds. Nobody's open. Cyrus Allen was the nearest target.
Good job by the Baylor D on preventing the Cincy pass attack. Only had a couple receivers on that far side, but Allen and looks like another receiver, I think Caldwell, just couldn't get any separation from the DBs. Good zone from the Bears, and this 3rd and short, I don't want to say it's 4-down territory, but if they run it, could be setting up a potential 4th down play.
5 minutes exactly left to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and 3. Royer and Walker still joining the backfield. Now Walker motions out. Sorsby direct snap. He takes it out to the right side. Brendan Sorsby picks up the first down plus an extra 10.
Tough run by Sorsby. I think at that point, please slide. Please do not take the hit like he just did. Just slide. But overall, good run from Sorsby.
Cincinnati having some very intriguing formations on this drive. Not a lot of traditional lineups. Royer and Gerd both in as tight ends. Your only wide receiver is Cyrus Allen on the far side. Sorsby fakes to him. Nowhere to go. He flips to Royer, wide open up the middle. Joe Royer juking down past the 25-yard line and inside the 25.
I think all the attention were on the 2 receivers that were going deep, and honestly, just you saw Royer just slip open right over the middle of the field. He was wide open. Good job from Sorsby keeping the play alive and finding his big tight end, Joe Royer.
Cincinnati just continuing to substitute through these wide receivers, keeping fresh legs out there on the field at all times. Caldwell, the wide receiver on the near side. Goody out left on the far side. Walker joins Brendan Sorsby. Still 2 tight ends. Sorsby is going to hand off to Walker down Main Street up the middle. Doesn't get a lot of running room. The Baylor defensive line just crashing in.
I mean, they do have some size on this D-line, especially DK Kalu, number 93, the nose guard, 6'4", 309, redshirt sophomore. It's going to be tough for this O-line for Cincy to get past or at least get some penetration on this big Baylor D-line.
Trips out to the left for the Bearcats. Sorsby stepping up in the pocket. He's going to scramble, just barely escapes. He's pulled from the leg from behind right at about the 15-yard line.
Just a yard short of that first down marker. If he wasn't tripped, no doubt he would have had that first down.
Maybe a touchdown.
Maybe, yes. I saw Jacob Redding. He was lurking and closing in. As we saw, Sorsby did not dive on that first one, so who knows what he would have done if he would have got past and faced Redding.
3rd down and 1 on the Baylor 15. Sorsby emphatically calling his guys to motion, trying to get set up. Takes a snap, fakes to Pryor, rolling out to his right. Sorsby nowhere to go. He's going to scramble, takes a hit, but gets the first down yardage. Again, not really trying to slide. He is going to take all the contact he can get.
Yeah, that moment once again, just please slide, Sorsby. Cincinnati needs you. But 12 personnel, they have 2 tight ends. They put both of them on the line, so eventually, or rather when the play started, Cincy had 8 members on the line. It was a pass play, bootleg rolled out, and eventually just took the run and, like I said, just take what the defense gives you.
2 out to the left Evan Pryor now in the backfield. Sorsby will give it to him. Pryor rushes his way down inside the 10-yard line, about the 5, before he is knocked out of bounds. LeVar Thornton pushed him out the sideline, and Cincinnati threatening once again here in the short game.
I like the tight end look from Devin Zahersky. The redshirt freshman did a good job blocking all that outside, created a lane for Pryor on that run. I think, in my opinion, well, obviously, you're going to need those position players that can block really well, especially the wide receivers. But this Cincy tight end core is really, really good, especially when it comes to blocking.
2nd down and 4 on the 5-yard line. Evan Pryor in the backfield. Sorsby will give it to him. Pryor accelerates in. Is he in the goal line? He is. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Evan Pryor celebrating with his teammates, looking towards the student section. 13-0. The Bearcats with a quick offensive explosion in the first quarter.
Once again, another good drive. This one, 10 plays, 66 yards, just under 5 minutes. The Bearcats are moving with ease. They can pass the ball, they can run it. They have so many different weapons that are getting involved. And, I mean, so far, 15 rush attempts, 103 yards, averaging 7 yards per carry. Oh, my goodness, they are just slashing through this Bears defense right now.
And when you can run that well, there's no need to pull it and throw the football. You can just wear and tear the Baylor defense all day long.
Don't fix it unless it's broken. And right now, the Bearcat run game is not broken.
Steven Rusnak on for the extra point. Still perfect on the year. I'll continue to say it until I incidentally jinx it.
Good old announcer jinx.
Will he make it 34 for 34 on the year from the extra point range? Sends it up and through. Perfect. 34, 100% for Rusnak, and the Bearcats up 14-0 with 1 minute and 22 seconds left in the first quarter.
Like I said, they are just moving with ease. They are playing their style of football, running the ball. Like you mentioned, they don't have to pass the ball much because the run game is doing so well. And this Baylor defense, we know the problems that they've had throughout the season, and it comes to a point in which the offense has to play nearly perfect because their defense isn't really a strong suit. So whenever their defense is allowing points, it really adds that pressure to the offense, like, hey, we have to capitalize. Right now, they're down 14, the Bears are. In a game like this, which I think it's going to be a shootout still, so plenty of time, but in a game like this, you're down 2 scores. Your defense isn't really looking good for Baylor. Your offense had a little progress, but the Cincy defense prevailed. You know, you got to get something going for Baylor because this can get out of hand very, very quickly.
Baylor only 10 total yards on their first drive. We'll see how they respond here after a short break on Bearcast Sports Radio. Cincinnati up early in this one, 14-0. Baylor only had 10 total yards on their first drive. They'll get a second shot on offense after the kickoff, and we'll see what Sawyer Robertson and this electric Bears team can do.
Well, like we said, they have so many weapons, one of the best scoring teams in the nation. They're eventually going to get going, I think, but keep in mind, this team's from Texas. They don't really play in the cold weather like they do here in Ohio.
That one's going to soar way into the end zone for a touchback, and we'll see the Bears offense take the field once again. Sawyer Robertson didn't actually attempt a pass on that first drive. Their electric passing offense was not existent. I mean, completely.
6 runs, 10 yards. It's hard when the Bearcats are going to drop 8 back usually in that 3-3-5 defense. It can make things difficult, especially for those receivers to find a passing lane. But Bearcats got to keep the foot on the gas here on defense.
4 carries to Bryson Washington, who we weren't sure how much we were going to see. Only 11 carries last game against TCU, but he's still the running back in the backfield for Baylor now. One out on the left sideline, trips out to the right. Robinson looking to pass. Again, no one open, fires a strike over the middle, almost picked off by Logan Wilson. Just a little bit too high for Ashton Hawkins, who was on the deep dig.
Yeah, for Hawkins, he had a lane. Honestly, it wasn't a bad throw. It was just behind his receiver. Good timing from Robertson. He threw it at the right time, just a little behind his receiver. And Logan Wilson's going to get a pass breakup.
2nd down and 10. Robertson swings this one out to Washington out of the backfield. Washington makes the first man miss, takes a big hit. And he's down, just a gain of only a few. Monte Whedon was in on the stop along with Antoine Peak.
Yeah, Whedon is down on the ground right now. He is hurt after making that tackle. You heard the pads pop all the way up here. He's obviously on the ground on some pain right now.
Training staff tending to Monte Whedon, and we will take a short break here on Bearcat Sports Radio and return. Baylor faces a 3rd and 7 when we come back. Back with us now as Whedon is helped off to the sideline. 2 injuries for the Bearcats defense. We'll have to use their depth and rotate some guys in, but at the current moment, Baylor's facing a 3rd and 7. 2 wide receivers out, 1 on each side. Trigg, the tight end. Robertson looking to pass. Again, waiting and holding the ball. Finds Trigg, not able to hold on. The second effort and the hit by Gola Collard knocked it free.
Good job by the Bearcats. Once again, Robertson tried finding his big tight end, Trigg. He had it for a second, and the Bearcats knocked it out. But you can tell this defense is playing a huge role so far in this game for Cincinnati, really making things tough for Sawyer Robertson to get things going.
That was incredible recognition by Gola Collard. It was a man look. Gola Collard was on another man on the sideline. Trigg was heading that direction. I'll just turn around and lay the shoulder and knocks it free.
It's hard against Trigg, 6'5", 250. He's a big dude.
Palmer on the punt once again. This one a little bit better. High. It's going to take a bounce and a bad one towards the UC student section, and that's better field position for the Bearcats.
I don't think I can really say this, but Palmer Williams, the All-American punter, not really on his A game today. 2 punts here in this game. Both have not been to All-American standards, I should say. It's not really windy right now. Looking at the flags, it is a little chillier than what you expect in Waco, Texas. Gotta wonder, maybe is that playing a part?
Now, Chris, I don't know about you. Have you ever been to Texas?
Technically, yes, but no.
Technically. Tell me about that.
I had a stop in Dallas on an airplane,
Okay.
but I never got off the plane, though.
So airport.
I never got off the plane, though.
Oh, you were just In the plane the whole
We had to
time.
refuel,
Okay.
yes.
Interesting.
So technically yes, technically no.
I have never been to Texas myself.
I'm going to go no.
Okay.
I
It
think-
depends on if you count. Some people don't count airports as actually being a part of the city or into the city, but
I have to take a step on the state soil. That's my standard.
okay. You've breathed the air, but you haven't taken a step on the ground.
Not even. I mean, I'll still on the airplane.
Well, but they circulate.
Yeah. It's all technical. So
Technicalities.
depending how you look at it, yes and no.
Cincinnati will set up shop at the 37-yard line. 2 wide receivers out wide on either side. Evan Pryor in the backfield. Now Royer will motion on the line. They're going to hand it to Pryor. Makes one man miss, shifting up the middle across the 40. Down at about the 43 is Evan Pryor. Good 7-yard run to open up the drive.
He's playing so well right now, and he is lightning in the bottle for the Bearcats. They're showing some tempo here.
Pryor up to 37 yards on the day. They'll give it to him again, and this time, no room to run. He's swarmed on the edge by Jackie Marshall. The big senior out of Louisiana took Pryor down, a loss of 1.
He's one of those stars on the DN that you have to keep an eye on if you're Baylor preseason All Big 12 second team. Someone that's really good, Justin. You do a lot of scouting. He may be a Sunday player coming up.
That does bring us to the end of the first quarter. Cincinnati with the lead, 14-0. Baylor hasn't done anything on offense yet. The Bearcats have the ball once again. We'll return after a short break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. back here in Nippert Stadium, Cincinnati still on offense. It's 3rd and 4 on the 43-yard line. They are 3 for 3 on third down conversions today. All of them have been converted on the ground.
Well, in this short to medium yard situation, once again, it wouldn't surprise me, but because they're in their own territory, may see a pass.
Sorsby's going to pull it. He'll run it instead of handing it off, and he has nowhere to go. Stuffed by a swarm of Bears. Just 1 yard gain. And now a decision to make for Scott Satterfield. And it looks like he will send on the punt unit. Not trying to go for it on a 4th and 3 in their own territory. Max Fletcher comes on to send it away for the Bearcats. First time we've seen him today. His 22nd punt on the season.
Like we talked about, these two teams have some of the best punters in the nation.
Still waiting on a signal to snap the ball. And now whistles will come in. Not sure what the confusion is here.
Well, the play clock's at 0. The Bearcats just did not get set in time. I don't think Coach Satterfield took a timeout. Delay of game.
So that'll set them back 5 yards.
They only had 10 guys on the field. Royer was late coming on, which disrupted the rhythm.
So a chance at a little bit better field position for Baylor. Fletcher boots this one, a low grazer, caught at about the 16-yard line by Josh Cameron. And Baylor will once again take the field. Their offense has been completely stagnant today. 2 drives, 13 total yards, only 3 yards passing. The last one ended in a good disruption and a drop by Michael Trick.
I mean, the Bearcats defense, they're playing so well right now. Usually, as I mentioned, that 3-man front they'll usually have, but they start off here in this drive with a 4-man front, so keeping things fresh and tricky for Baylor.
Robertson's going to hand this one off to start the drive. That's Turner, and Turner gets past the 20-yard line. Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Surprised we haven't seen Caden Knighton yet, the freshman running back. As I talked about earlier, this running back core for Baylor is so young. Redshirt sophomore, 2 true freshmen that they can go for. And they opt for Turner as the RB2.
Trips out to the left of Sawyer Robertson, and 1 to the right. They're going to hand off again up the middle. That's Turner. 2nd carry in a row, and Turner's down right at about the 25. Make that a 3rd and 2. And Baylor, once again, faced with a 3rd down. They are 1 for 3 today.
They have to get this one because, I mean, if Cincy can make a stop and get the ball back and go up 21-0 hypothetically, it's going to look real bleak for Baylor.
Robertson motions Trigg, and he's going to hand off once again. Golday is there. Will they give him the first down yardage? Baylor is signaling that they want it. Where will they spot him?
First down.
They do indeed give him first down yardage. The Cincinnati fans not happy with that one, but it's 1st and 10 on the Baylor 27.
It was really, really close, but good news. Corleone is back in the game. That's a good sight to see if you are a Bearcat fan. You see him, he's not really in on 3rd down, trying to keep that snap limit intact.
4 wide again for the Bears. Turner, the running back. Robertson will pull it this time, going towards the near sideline. He's got a man, Cameron, and a short curl, and Cameron just about at first down yardage, and they'll give it to him. Josh Cameron, such an electric player, projected as a day 3 pick right now in the NFL draft. 8 catches for 86 yards a week ago against TCU.
Talented receiver. He's going to need to step up today against the Bearcats.
Robertson motions Trigg out to the left side, dropping the pass once again, rolling out to his left side. Kind of a tough crossbody throw, and he gets his man Turner just on a flat route and Turner picks up about 4 or 5 yards.
There is a flag on the play.
I'll be holding on the Bears, and so scratch that pickup. 1st and 20 sets Baylor back a lot.
Well, I think they got a hold of Corleone, and you can understand why. Two-time All-American. He's tough to block him. You're going to see Baylor chip him or even double or triple team him a lot. So I think one of the linemen got a hold of Corleone. That pushing them back 10 yards.
So now they are back on their own 29-yard line. 1st down and 20. Turner is going to motion out wide. Robertson facing pressure. Quick little screen drop to Trigg. Spins out of one tackle, pushing people off. Trigg is still going. He's still moving. Eventually taken down across the 40-yard line. Took about 10 Bearcats there to finally bring down Michael Trigg.
In my eyes, he's one of the best, if not, he is the best tight end in the Big 12 and one of the best in the nation. We talk about his frame. He's not easy to bring down. A simple tight end screen, blockers in front of him. Good job by Baylor.
3 out right for Sawyer Robertson. This one's going to be a handoff. Turner up the middle, and Turner, a big hit by Gola Collard, brings him down just right at the 1st down marker. And looks like that will move the chains. 1st down for the Bears.
Just barely got the 1st down.
The first sustained drive we've seen out of Baylor today. They're on their own 49, trying to cross into Cincinnati territory for the first time, and they will. A short run up by Bryson Washington. Picks up about 2.
We see with the run game, Baylor sticking to it. Bearcats in a 4-2-5 right now, so you're going to have 5 DBs, 3 safeties across the top. That's going to open up the box, and it's going to allow Baylor to run the ball. The goal is to catch Cincinnati off guard, run, then set the pass play when the Bearcats are not in their actual formation.
2nd down and 8 on the Cincinnati 49. Robertson looking to pass. He's going to loft one deep down the left sideline, just over the outstretched hands of Ashton Hawkins. Hawkins had a step on that left sideline, but Robertson just a little bit too much zip on that ball.
Well, you don't really see that often of Robertson missing his receiver. Like you mentioned, Hawkins had a step on his guy. If he gets that one, he's in for 6. What a response that would have been for Baylor, but that's really the first time we've seen Baylor take a shot down the field. Bearcats need to get a stop here on 3rd down.
3rd down and 8, still at the 49. Robertson hasn't been super keen on his accuracy today. They're going to swing one out short to Kobe Prentice. Prentice makes a couple miss, but he is taken down. Christian Harrison on the stop. Gola Collard in there as well. And he is well short of 1st down yardage.
I mean, if Baylor goes for this, I'm not surprised at all. They try and go in Trig's direction, get him out as a blocker, follow in his path. We know Dave Aranda and how aggressive this Bears team is. Going for it on 4th down here, you're down by 14. Not a shock to me at all.
4th down and 3 on the Cincinnati 44. Robertson takes it, looking towards the right sideline. There's nobody there. The ball hits the turf. Cincinnati will take over. Confusion on the Bears sideline.
Well, it's the first time we've seen Caden Knighton enter the game. They try and go with a quick screen on the near side, and Knighton simply just didn't look back towards the ball. So Sawyer Robertson got it out quickly. Knighton wasn't expecting it, and it just falls down on the ground for an incompletion. So a turnover on downs. Bearcats get it right back.
First 4th down today has not been converted by either team. Cincinnati will take over at the 44-yard line, up 14-0. We'll take a short break here on Bearcat Sports Radio and return in just a few. Today's broadcast is presented by El Vaquero, authentic Mexican dining just steps off of UC's campus on Short Vine. Visit El Vaquero today, 2845 Short Vine Street. That's 2845 Short Vine Street. And follow them online at elvaqueroclifton.elvaquero. It's the best in Cincinnati, Chris.
I've never been there. I don't know. I've never been there.
Chris.
I'm sorry. I've never been there.
Slacking on the most authentic Mexican food in Clifton.
Please don't fire me, guys. I'm sorry.
More pressing matters to handle, Chris. The Bearcats are back on offense. They take over at the 45-yard line. Brendan Sorsby trying to continue his hot streak. Handoff to Tawi Walker. Walker drags a man right to the 50-yard line. Walker continuing his good day. That's his 6th carry. And the Bearcats just continue to pound the ball on the ground. Not really throwing much. Sorsby only 4 of 6 through the air. But this time, he's got no one joining him in the backfield. He's all by himself. 2 out wide on either side. Sorsby is going to throw this one quickly towards the near sideline. That's Isaiah Johnson. And Johnson is taken down, but not before he gains first down yardage.
Looks like a deep curl for Johnson. Once again, just take what the defense gives you. Bearcats had 6 on the line. As you mentioned, it was an empty backfield, so they opt for 4 receivers and 6 on the line.
Again, empty backfield, 5 wide. Sorsby looking to pass once again. Now he's being forced out to his right side, scrambling. He'll loft one downfield and just out of bounds, out of harm's way. The pressure got in quickly. Matthew Fobbs-White was chasing Brendan Sorsby down.
There is a flag that came in late, or at least I did not see it. It's near the line of scrimmage.
Some discussion being held by the referee crew.
So what the officials said, the flag was thrown because of an ineligible man downfield. But I believe because he threw it away or some other rule, it's not going to count. So no flag.
2nd down and 10 on the Baylor 42-yard line. Trips out right for Sorsby. He does have a running back in the backfield with him. That is Tawi Walker. Sorsby's going to swing it out to Walker quickly. Walker making a move towards the far sideline. Bowls a man over. Walker has first down yardage. He will not be stopped.
I mean, we know Walker has a bowling ball, but oh my goodness, just lowered the shoulder and laid the boom. Took out that defensive back. That's Tyler Turner playing in that free safety position. Just could not get a wrap on Walker.
Turner, the Oregon transfer, didn't stand a chance.
Not at all.
So they will mark Walker just a yard short of that first down. 3rd down and a 1 on the Baylor 33. Sorsby trying to get his guys to move to the line quickly.
For the burn timeout here. Play clock's going down to 2.
And you are indeed correct. Scott Satterfield will take a timeout. Late substitutions allowed Baylor to substitute. The same thing we saw earlier in the game with the Bearcats substitutions, although this time they will actually charge Cincinnati for the timeout.
Well, it looked like one of the tight ends, I think Patrick Gerd. I mean, he was late getting onto the field. He wasn't subbed on until that play clock was about 10 seconds, and that gave Baylor the opportunity to sub, and we talked about it. All you got to do is just jog. You need to have some emphasis on subbing on, but you don't have to run full speed. You can really take your time. That's exactly what Baylor did here. 3rd and 1. Keep an eye on Brendan Sorsby on that QB run. He loves to do that in these short yardage situations.
Cincinnati, 3 of 4 on 3rd down conversions today. All of them have been rushing. In fact, that's been most of the Bearcats' offense as a whole. 19 attempts, 115 yards on the ground, only 46 yards through the air. Their offense has looked on point, though. Not many hiccups. They did have the 1 punt, the 1 3 and out. But other than that, Baylor hasn't really been able to stop them.
Yeah, and I look at Sorsby sharing the wealth. You look at his 6 completions to 6 different receivers and / running backs as well. I mean, it's all about spreading the wealth. We talked about in the pregame open how many weapons this Cincinnati team has. And you see it in the run game, too. I mean, Sorsby 6 carries, Pryor 7, Walker 5. I mean, it's just true balance for Cincinnati.
Baylor hasn't gotten much going on their offensive end. Robertson only has attempted 8 passes, 35 total yards for him. He's spread the ball around, no repeat catches, but just a distinct lack of aggressiveness for the Baylor Bears offense, which is something we haven't seen from them all year.
Yeah, they're definitely taking a different approach to this game. We saw on their last drive, they really started to run the ball a lot more, and that's when Coach Aranda thinks his team is actually at his best, when they can get that run game going. We all know about the passing game and the stats that they lead in, but he truly believes if they can get the run game going, that is one thing he really misses about his team is that run game and how just, I'm not going to say not effective, but it just hasn't been there as what it was in previous seasons.
The sun's starting to go down just a little bit. It is darkened a slight bit. It will be dark by the end of the game. Of course, 4 o'clock start is the latest home start that the Bearcats have had so far this season.
Sun's going to set at 6:45. We're getting to that era where it'll get dark soon, and then we're going to fall back in a couple of weeks, so it's going to be getting darker even sooner in the day.
And we will get Nippert Stadium under the lights.
Technically we will, yes. Very excited for that.
So the lights are currently on, but not really doing much. Moral support.
Moral support, I like it, but I always wonder why are they on during day games, especially when it's really sunny. Like I just never understood that. It's a waste of electricity.
Maybe they look good. Either way, 3rd down and 1. Cincinnati trying to extend their drive. They'll hand off to Tawi Walker. He has 1st down yardage plus a little bit more up the middle.
Well, 3rd and 1, obvious run situation if you're Cincinnati. It's been your bread and butter, that run game. It's been so well, and you got to give credit to the O-line on the job they're doing, not only in this game, but the job they've done the entire season.
All 4 3rd down conversions for the Bearcats have been on the ground. Will they continue the rushing attack? 1st down and 10 on the Baylor 28-yard line. Johnson motions around. Sorsby fakes. He's hit as he tries to just get it away. Coming off the edge was a Baylor defender, and Sorsby just wasn't even ready for him.
I mean, on that one, it's an end around for Johnson. He's going to fake it. Sorsby play fake ability is really, really well. I think he's one of the best play fakers in college football because it fools me every single time. But the defender off the edge did not bite that at all, ran right towards Sorsby. And honestly, it was a late throw because Sorsby was not expecting him to be pressured that quick. So he had no choice but to throw it away.
2nd down and 10, still on the Baylor 28-yard line. Evan Pryor in the backfield with Brendan Sorsby, 2 out wide on either side. Sorsby looking to throw. He's going to launch one up the middle. The Pryor tipped in the air, diving forward, and it eventually hits the ground. Baylor almost had an interception.
Tip drill. I mean, that ball is bouncing around like a pinball. Sorsby is lucky this was not intercepted. Threw it behind his running back on that play. Bounced up in the air. A couple defenders swarmed. But lucky enough for Cincinnati, it was not an interception and eventually hit the ground.
5 wide for the Bearcats on 3rd and 10. Brendan Sorsby all by himself. He does have the protection of one of the best offensive lines in the country. Sorsby will take it, and he's going to run, not even look to pass. Sorsby working towards this near sideline, and he's taken down just across the 30-yard line. Barely back to the line, if not a loss for him. And the Bearcats will send on the kicking unit.
Honestly, kind of shocked at that play call. A little bit conservative. On 3rd and long, you're going to go with the QB run. Not sure if I like that one. In this game, you have to keep your foot on the gas at all times. 4th or 3rd and long, go with the pass. The run is a really conservative look for Cincinnati.
Rusnak out to kick. This one looks to be about a 46-yarder. Off the lefty leg, it is up. And just floats through, a slow mover, but it is good nonetheless. Rusnak 10 for 10 on the year from field goal range.
Well, judging by the crowd's reaction and the way that ball was going from here, it looked like he was going to miss it, and that streak would have been over, but Rusnak sneaks it through. Bearcats do get points.
17-0 lead now for the Bearcats. Baylor, their offense has done nothing all day, but they'll get another shot when we come back from break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. We welcome you back after a break. Cincinnati and Steven Rusnak drilled a 46-yard field goal to extend their lead up to 17. Baylor still with a goose egg on the board, and they're trying to get something going with first two drives, 9 plays, 2 punts. Last drive, they had 10 plays, so they exceeded that marker, but it was a turnover on downs.
The defense for Cincinnati playing so well in this game so far. They have to keep their foot on the gas.
That one going to be sent into the end zone for a touchback. And Sawyer Robertson will take the field once again. 4 for 8, 35 yards for the nation's leading passer. Just a week ago, he had his season low performance as far as completion percentage goes, only 48% of his passes. He had 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions.
All of that came in the fourth quarter as well.
It's on pace for well under 300 passing yards, but he's only been under 300 passing yards twice this year against Samford and Arizona State. We'll see what he can do now on the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. They'll start with a pass, quick pull, and hit his man Hawkins. He puts the football on the ground. Cincinnati dives on it, and they get it. Hawkins, with a costly turnover in their own territory, sets the Bearcats up well.
Well, for Baylor, what we knew is ball security is a huge issue. They have 6 turnovers in their last 2 games coming into this matchup, especially fumbles. That is now 3 consecutive games that they have lost a fumble. Back-to-back were committed by Bryson Washington, the running back, but Ashton Hawkins, the receiver. I talked about it, emphasized it. Baylor has to take care of the football. In a game like this, where your defense isn't performing well, Like I said, you basically have to play perfect. And you cannot be perfect and also turn over the ball. You get one or the other, Bearcats defense get another takeaway.
Logan Wilson was the man who knocked it free. Hawkins just cannot afford to put the ball on the ground and set up the Bearcats 1st and 10 on the Baylor 29-yard line. Sorsby's going to give this one to Pryor. Pryor makes one cut and gets across the 25.
Bearcats, about 5:25 left to go in this half. They need points on this drive. You would love a touchdown, but with the run game, how that's been going, the Bearcats are going to take some time off the clock, but they're not going to run super fast tempo.
Just over 5 minutes left in the first half. 2 wide receivers out to the left of Sorsby, 1 to the right. Pryor in the backfield. Now Allen will motion behind. They'll hand to Evan Pryor. Pryor up the middle, makes one man miss, and then is taken down at the 21-yard line. 3rd and short for the Bearcats offense, and they've converted 4 of their 6 third downs today.
Well, you mentioned all of them have been converted via the run. That's because on the first 2 downs, they get so many yards, especially on first down. So in that point, you don't really have to pass on 3rd down. You can just run the ball.
Same personnel. Pryor still the running back in the backfield. 3rd down and 2. Pryor on Sorsby's right side. Sorsby takes the snap, gives to Pryor. He's being chased down. Pryor uses his speed to accelerate towards the sideline, but he does not have the yardage for the first down. 4th down and 1. Another decision here coming for Scott Satterfield, and it looks like the offense will stay.
Go for it. You need inches. Are they signaling first down? They are.
They are. A late signal there for the first down, but they will give it to Evan Pryor. Pryor has speed like the Flash. I mean, he got chased down, made his way out to the sideline to pick that one up. And now we will get a stoppage of play and a potential review for that first down call.
It was very, very close, so no doubt they're going to review this one to see, what it looked like. But an interesting thing for Baylor, I saw safety Kendrick Simpkins, the senior from Alabama. He was walking a little gingerly from the locker room in a position that they saw a lot of change in that nickel slot area. So keep an eye on him to see if he can return. But what really was key in that run play for Evan Pryor is how the speed he has. That's what he's known for. He's so electric. He was swarmed by 4 Baylor defenders, and simple run on the perimeter. He's going to use that speed to his advantage, and like we said, it's very, very close. So this will be an interesting review here.
That stands Evan Pryor, 10 carries today, 46 yards. Solid so far for him. His best game of the year was against Iowa State, in which he had 111 yards and 2 scores. And so they will change it to 4th down. He was 1 yard short. So still a decision for Scott Satterfield. They can extend their lead up here to potentially 20 with a made field goal, or keep the offense out on the field.
Your defense has been playing so well, no doubt. Keep your offense on the field. Now the personnel will be interesting. They're going to go 12 personnel. That's 2 tight ends and a running back. This should be a run play. You can see Baylor expecting it. They're going to stack the box. Keep an eye on the 2 far receivers, maybe a pick or a rub. Get something out quick if you can't run the ball. That's
Allen and Jennings out on the far side of wide receivers. They will hand off. It's Tawi Walker. Walker churning, pushing. Does he have the yardage? And he does. Tawi Walker takes that first hit, doesn't let him stop him, continues to bust through.
Well, he is a bowling ball. It's hard to bring him down. One of the Bears got him in the backfield. I think, I'm not going to try and guess who that was, but they thought he got him stopped, threw up the 4s, and hey, it's a first down.
On the Baylor 18, Sorsby looks to pass. No, he'll take it up the middle. That QB draw that he's so good at, and Brendan Sorsby takes another hit, but he's down right about the 5-yard line, scaring all of us with that contact, but he does not shy away.
He doesn't. I get it. You're tough. Like I said, he's taking some hits, man. It's showing its toughness, but, man, you got to slide there.
Coming into this game, Sorsby 340 yards on the ground and 6 rushing touchdowns. Part of what makes him such a tough player to stop is his ability to pull the ball and use his legs. First down and goal on the 6-yard line. Sorsby looking to pass. He's going towards the sideline. He's got a man. Touchdown, Cyrus Allen. The quick out. Sorsby with a perfect dot right to Cyrus Allen, and another score for that connection. 3 touchdowns for that connection last game. Make it another today.
So like you mentioned, it's a quick out. The near receiver Caldwell is going to run it in. It's man coverage, so right there, you're trying to get a pick, essentially. Trying to make those defenders collide the best you can, but Cyrus Allen just beat his man. That's on the safety, Jacob Redding, one of the better players on this Baylor defense, and Sorsby, good throw, great connection. Bearcats score another touchdown.
Sorsby to Allen, such an electric connection. Cyrus Allen's 8th touchdown on the year. Rusnak on for the extra point. And that one is good. Continue his perfect streak. 24-0 is the Cincinnati lead.
This offense is looking really, really good. I think when prepping for this game, if you would have told me Baylor would have 0 points as we near the first half, I would have thought you were delusional.
Chris, Baylor only had 66 total yards in the first half, let alone 0 points.
Honestly, not to discredit Cincinnati's defense, they've been playing such a great game. I always make this reference in baseball when you have those southern teams cross the Mason-Dixon line and come up north. You got to wonder, is the cold making, a factor in this game? It is about 60 degrees outside. It's overcast. It's gloomy. This is a normal day for us. This is not normal for Baylor and people of Waco. It could be something, but they are just not in rhythm. And the Cincy defense is just playing so well.
Cincinnati set to send it back to Baylor, and we'll see if you are correct, Chris, and maybe the cold is affecting them. They have 2 minutes and 34 seconds before half. They have a full drive. They need to get something going. Touchback on the kick, and Baylor will get it out at the 25. And this offense has just not been what we've expected today. When prepping, all I thought to myself all morning, all week was we're going to see a lot of plays downfield. A lot of electric plays, a lot of big plays. We're going to see a lot of yards. That really hasn't been the case. 66 yards. This offense has been conservative. They have not been aggressive at all.
They haven't. And you got to give credit to the Cincy defense. They're making things really tough on Baylor.
Handoff up the middle. This is Washington, and he is upended. Big hit there by the safety Xavier Williams coming down. 4 yards for Washington, 2nd and 6 on their own 29. Clock is ticking. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left before half. Remember, there is a 2-minute timeout now in college football. A quick swing out to his wide receiver. That's Prentice, and Prentice picks up just a few. And that will bring us to the 2-minute timeout here in Nippert Stadium. Baylor facing another 3rd down in their own territory. 2 minutes left in the first half, and walking over to the sideline with not a lot of energy as they're trailing 24-0.
We always talk about how, or at least we always see the little fan section, away allotment that travels here to Nippert Stadium that follows the road team. They haven't had nothing to cheer about, to be honest.
Really, this is one of the smallest contingents of fans I think I've seen travel up here, and it could be the time of year, could be the weather. It's not an easy travel up from Waco, Texas to Cincinnati, Ohio. That's very far. But this is one of the smallest opposing fan sections I think I've seen in my time here at Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think a lot of the fans can be quite unhappy. We've been reading about Baylor. Some have called for Dave Aranda's job, and if this result can hold, if it's going to end like this, Baylor being scoreless, some fans are going to be really, really upset, but they did lose a tough game against TCU last week. When watching the press conference, you kind of just saw that Aranda, I don't know if it's personality or just how he, just functions, but it looks like he was almost a little defeated, and I don't know if that's because of how the season has gone or what happened last week or was it a long week. But, I mean, like you said, not much energy from Baylor nor their fans.
We've already seen a record number of head coaches fired before the end of the season in college football this year. Could Aranda potentially be added to that list? Don't want to speculate, but he is on the hot seat.
He is, and, I mean, looking at the remaining schedule after this game, they got UCF, Utah, Arizona, and Houston. So it's not really the most difficult schedule or difficult stretch, but, hey, it's the Big 12 in which anything could happen.
They just featured on the big screen here in Nippert Stadium that drew a big cheer from the student section. 2021 NFL draft pick Kobe Bryant, former Bearcat, here an electric cornerback on the other side of Sauce Gardner for that playoff team, now a Seattle Seahawk.
Well, I think some people were actually anticipating or predicting Sauce would be here because the Jets do play the Bengals. And, hey, you're back in the school you went to college to. Some people thought he may have popped out, but.
And now we get some controversy in Nippert Stadium as the fan punt challenge to down a punt inside the 10. The ball was still rolling, but was picked up by the referee. The referee is smiling and laughing about it. They're going to give him another shot, but that one was going to roll. That one was going to be down inside the 10.
I don't think the referee was expecting what was going to happen.
Looks like they'll give it to him, and now the referee comes over to shake hands. A funny moment here in Nippert Stadium. He had no clue where that football came from. He just picked it up and got it off the field.
Hey, he's locked in. He's doing his job, man.
Good that we can laugh about it. Looks like they will reward the student for getting that one inside the 10, as it was going to roll inside the 10.
It was, but here we go. Teams dispersed from the huddle, 3rd and 3. Corleone back on the field. This might be one of the first third downs that we've seen him on the field for Cincinnati.
3rd and 3. Baylor just only converted a measly 2 of their 5 third downs today. They're on their own 32-yard line. Exactly 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Robertson is going to pull it. He's going to throw to sideline. Cameron, back shoulder. He catches it. Flag on the play. Cameron is just short of the 50-yard line. We'll see what the flag is.
This may be offensive PI. He was hand fighting with the defender. There's a lot of contact there. I think Cameron might have pushed off a little bit. It was an acrobatic catch.
And actually, they will flip that onto the defense, and they'll call pass interference on Ormani Arnold for Cincinnati. Arnold, the former Idaho transfer, 11 tackles and 2 passes defended on the year for him. He gets called that time on the coverage of Josh Cameron.
Yeah, they were hand fighting. I think it could have went either way, but the refs opt to go on the DPI.
Minute 55 in the first half. First down and 10 now on the Baylor 48. Just about to cross into Cincinnati territory for the second time today.
Important for the Bearcats to not allow any points.
Robertson, play action again, rolling out to his left. He's going to throw a strike in the middle of the field. He's got a man. And down across the 40-yard line is Ashton Hawkins. Hawkins, former Texas State Bobcat, now a Baylor Bear staying in state, and he is one of Robertson's favorite targets.
Big gain for him. Baylor moving with some tempo. They still have plenty of time left to get something going.
3 timeouts for the Bears, 2 for the Bearcats. Robertson looking to pass once again. A short swing out to Bryson Washington. Makes one man miss, gets past Thompson, and a hit out of bounds by Jake Golday.
It's a big play, but honestly, for Robertson, he had Cameron wide open. I think Arnold slipped. He was wide open. That could have been 6. But regardless, they get the first down. Robertson hits his running back in the flat.
Now on the Cincinnati 25-yard line, Michael Turner in the backfield with Robertson now. Josh Cameron still out wide, still has the Ormani Arnold matchup. Robertson will pull it, and now he will take it and run and slide down. Gain of about 1 yard. Not typically what we see out of Sawyer Robertson. And we will get a timeout called by the Baylor Bears.
I was going to say Baylor does have all 3 timeouts left. Remember, we had a little incident in the first quarter, which we thought was a timeout taken because the referees blew the play dead, but Baylor does have all 3. They just used one right here. That's why you run the ball. You know, gain a couple yards, catch that defense off guard. You have your timeouts. You might as well use them. Use them when you run the ball.
2nd down and 8 on the 23-yard line. Cincinnati's 23, a minute 22 left in the first half. Baylor trying to put their first points up on the board. They haven't really done too well on offense today. Just got over 100 total yards on this drive. Not in the red zone yet. They are still a few yards short, but this team only a 76% red zone conversion compared to the Bearcats 100. Prone to turnovers, prone to mistakes is what we've seen.
Yeah, it's so important to capitalize in the red zone, and it's something Baylor hasn't been able to do this year effectively.
Bearcats fans causing a ruckus, trying to knock Baylor off their game. Robertson fakes the toss. Now he'll swing it out to Turner. He's got a blocker in front of him. Turner on the right sideline works his way inside the 15 into the red zone. Picks up a first down. Baylor moving quickly to get back to the line.
He was tackled inbound, so that once the chains get set, that clock is going to start to roll.
They'll be on the 13-yard line, 1st down and 10. Still 2 timeouts for the Bears. Turner motions out wide. Quick swing to Cameron, who's taken down behind the line. Jonathan Thompson. Quick diagnose by Thompson and a great tackle just wrapping up Cameron, and a timeout called by the Bears as they lose 2.
I felt that was really telegraphed, honestly. Going with this screen, your blockers aren't there out in front in time. Thompson read it like a book. He was there quickly, made the tackle on Cameron. That right there is just a play to get your playmakers a chance. Simple what it is, but Thompson read it like a book. He made the play, and Baylor has to burn another timeout.
Now 2nd down and 13 on the Cincinnati 16. Chris, I'm going to give you a head coaching position right now.
Okay.
You need points. What do you do right now? What is your strategy?
Well, I mean, as long as the line can hold up, you got a minute left, 1 timeout, 2nd and 13. You obviously can't really run the ball. You're going to have to pass it. They had some short stuff like some halfback screens and some other dump offs in the flat. Here, I think you got to look vertically, look over the middle of the field and get your stars the ball like a Cole Wilson or a Michael Trigg.
2nd down and 13. Trips out left. Robertson fakes, and now he's going to hand off to Turner, and Turner is taken down short of the 10-yard line. So a conservative play call, a halfback draw. Picks up 4 and leaves Baylor with a 3rd down and 9. Chris, are they playing conservative for the field goal?
I think they want to burn as much time as they can. Their goal is to score a touchdown with no time left, or very minimal. But because they ran a play, they ran the ball, Cincy subs, and now that time continues to tick down.
Trips out left. Cameron all alone on the right side. Turner in the backfield. Robertson, he's going to scramble up the middle, has 1 blocker, big hit. Robertson is short of 1st down yardage. 4th down now for the Bears. We will get a timeout with 17 seconds left in the first half. 4th down and 4 on the 7-yard line. Baylor now has no timeouts left. Decision time. Do you keep your offense on the field and go for it, try to get that touchdown that you want so badly, or do you settle for the field goal?
Well, I think right here, first off, Bearcats, Simeon Coleman, there was a QB spy that they had, so that's why the run really wasn't successful. 19 seconds left with them calling the timeout on 4th and long, or 4th and medium, I should say, is an indication that they're going to go for it. We know how aggressive Baylor is. A field goal right now really won't do you any good. This is the first drive that they had in which they've really marched down the field. So to my indications, they should go for this. They probably will go for this. But them calling that timeout really solidified their thought of, hey, we are going to go for this. Because, like I said, a field goal is going to do you no good. You have to get a touchdown here if you are Baylor.
And you are correct in that they will keep their offense out on the field.
Maybe if you're Cincy, dial up some pressure here maybe. Force Robertson to get the ball out quick.
3 yards for the first down, 6 yards for the touchdown. 4 out wide, 2 on each side for Robertson. Washington in the backfield with him. Sawyer Robertson drops pass, looking left, throws a strike to Michael Trigg for a touchdown. Found the hole in the Bearcats defense. Robertson zips it in there, and Trigg is in for the first Baylor points of the day.
Probably going to go for 2. But, I mean, it's just almost like a deep post in a not-so-deep territory for Trigg. Great throw by Robertson between 3 Bearcat defenders. Like I said, you have to hit your stars. Trigg, one of them. Good job from Baylor.
His 5th touchdown of the year, and they will go for 2. They need as much as they can get. 24-6, trying to add 2 onto that. 24-8, can they do it? Robertson sends all his guys out wide.
Watch that screen.
Cameron, who they've sent screens to earlier today, no one open. Robertson with the delayed draw, and he is stuffed at the line. Sawyer Robertson tried to do it all himself. Not a chance.
Well, they put their 2 tight ends out as receivers, and the running back right behind them in almost a trips look. That is an indication of, hey, quick throw to the running back. Hey, your 2 tight end blockers out in front, but it did not fool the Bearcats. Robertson tried to take it himself. He was met quickly, and a big stop from Cincinnati.
The Godfather, Dante Corleone, was the first one to meet Sawyer Robertson, and you are not going to run him over.
Not at all.
Corleone, 6'1", 335 pounds. Sawyer Robertson, 220 pounds.
That's a matchup that's hard to win if you're Robertson going against a 2-time All-American and Corleone.
So 24-6, Baylor does get the touchdown, but they are stopped on the 2-point conversion. 16 seconds to go in the first half. Cincinnati with 2 timeouts, but it's unlikely they will try to go downfield for any points.
If they were to, I'd be very surprised, but I think Satterfield is just going to take a knee once they get this ball, unless there's an onside kick. But if since he gets the ball, I'm expecting a knee or maybe just a run play to see what could happen. Maybe Pryor breaks one. You never know.
That drive by Baylor went all 75 yards. Their first 4 drives, only 66. They outgained them all on just that one. Kickoff by the Bears. Soars in the end zone for a touchback, and Cincinnati will take over at the 25. Still 2 timeouts, like we mentioned. Will they even try to go downfield for some points, or will they take it to halftime? 16 seconds. It's not a lot of time. 2 stoppages of play. Can maybe go for some middle of the field strikes and stop it. Try to get in field goal range for your electric kicker, Steven Rusnak. His long on the year was 45 coming into this game, but he had a 46-yarder earlier today. And scratch everything that we just said. Sorsby takes a knee, and that will send us to overtime. Sorsby pumping up the student section, getting his fans into it as they jog over to the locker room. Cincinnati leads 24-6 over the Baylor Bears here at halftime.
And welcome back to historic Nippert Stadium. It is the 99th homecoming game here in Cincinnati in this Big 12 showdown. The Bearcats are up 24-6. You are listening to Big 12 football here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Justin Dedrick, my name is Chris McGon. Justin, first half for the Bearcats, they scored 24 straight, and then they gave up a score on that last drive of that first half for the Bears. What does Baylor need to do to get going in this second half?
I think they need to be a lot more aggressive with their offensive play calling. It's been a lot of screens, a lot of run plays, and although the run hasn't been the most effective for them, you do need to establish the run. They're only averaging 2.9 yards per carry, though, and you need to get something going through the air. We saw that last drive when they did score the touchdown. It was through the air. It was a nice pass on the middle of the end zone to Michael Trigg. Sawyer Robertson is an electric passer. He leads the nation in passing yards. Let him pass the ball.
Looking at Baylor, they average 486 yards per game. That is 11th in the country, but here in that first half, only 141 total yards. Robertson, 12 for 16, 98 yards, and a touchdown. The run game for Baylor, 15 carries, 43 yards, averaging just around 3 yards per carry. Credit to the Cincy defense. But for the Bearcats, their offense has been really well, especially when it comes to the run game, averaging just over 5 yards per carry.
Yeah, I mean, both Walker and Pryor have been doing their jobs. We've seen Pryor find some space, get out to use his speed, which is exactly what we expect from him. And Tyree Walker, those short yardage situations, hand it to him. He's a bowling ball. He's a bust. We've said it all day. You can't really tackle him in a one-on-one situation unless you're a 300-pound defensive lineman. So they're sending Tyree Walker up in those short yardage situations, up the middle between the tackles, and just letting him pick up those first downs, pick up those 3rd and 1s, those 2nd and 1s. And so it's just been effective. They're averaging 5.3 yards per carry. Brendan Sorsby, of course, who I didn't mention, has added 55. He's the leading rusher for the team. So not just the running backs been doing it, but Brendan Sorsby on those QB, on those poles, on those draws. He's such an electric player. You have to key in on Sorsby, but then that leaves room for the rest of the playmakers as well. So it's a tough task for the Baylor defense to stop this Bearcats rushing offense. And as long as they can't stop it, I don't see any reason why the Bearcats would go away from it.
Cincinnati, 194 total yards in that first half. Throughout this season, they average 446 per game. That is 4th in the Big 12, accommodated by their 263 passing yards per game. Obviously, more of a pass-first team statistically, but today it's been more of the run game as Rusnak and the special teams unit get set to kick this one off to begin the second half here at Nippert Stadium. Sun slowly starting to set here. Overcast skies, the lights are on at Nippert Stadium in what is a redout here in the crowd. Rusnak steps up, deliver his boot to the ball. This one will be taken out by Cole Wilson to the 15, goes left side, tiptoes down the sideline, and goes out of play at around the 22-yard line. This will send out the Baylor Bears offense, averaging around 36 points per game. That's 4th in the Big 12. Today, a big fat 6 on the board in that first half.
Yeah, and they just need something. They did put together a nice drive finally towards the end of the first half, but you need more of that. And you need to sustain drives longer than what they did those first 4 drives in which they only had 66 total yards.
Bears will start it at their own 20. Robertson in the gun. Gives it to his running back. Turner goes left side. Gets up to the 25 as he's brought down by Trey Gola-Collard, the redshirt senior out of Las Vegas, Nevada, making the stop. A gain of 5 for Michael Turner, the true freshman. Bears running with tempo, trips to Robertson's right, 1 receiver's to his left. Turner still in the backfield. Robertson hands off Turner once again, finds a gap, gets past the 30, up to the 33. Another first down and a gain of 8 for Michael Turner.
And now we finally see guys like Michael Turner getting a little bit more involved. He's still succeeding the lead in carries to Bryson Washington, and we haven't seen Caden Knighton all day, who is a true freshman running back who we expected to see a lot of, 42 yards a week ago against the Horned Frogs.
Cameron motions to the right, 2 receivers to the left for Robertson, who has it at the 32. Robertson rolls to his left, looking over the middle, thought about it, fires deep down the field for Wilson, and it's almost picked off by Christian Harrison. Good job by the redshirt junior defender who turned around, located the ball, and made a play.
Yeah, he had two hands on the football, those white gloves both on the football, and he just couldn't hold on. It's a tough play when you're making a 360 in midair to turn around and find the ball, but you have to hold on to that when you have both hands around it.
13:52 left to go in the third quarter. Cincy up 24-6. It's 2nd and 10 for the Bears at their own 32. Robertson gets the snap. Handoff Turner, met quickly by a handful of Bearcats at the 35. It's a gain of 3. Some pushing going on after the play. Some extracurriculars, which we've seen a lot here in this game between these two physical Big 12 teams.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of not bad blood, but when you're playing a conference game, there is a little bit of a rivalry. Even if you're not necessarily known as rivals, you want to beat them. You want to stay undefeated in your conference, or you want to win in your conference. So there's always a little bit of extra motivation, you could say.
3rd and 7 from the 35. The Bears today, 3 for 7 on 3rd down. Looking for their 5th win of the season. Bearcats looking to continue their 7-game winning streak. It's a screen to the left side. He has his man up to the 39. He stopped about 3 yards short of the marker. Catch made by Jaden Porter, the sophomore from Lorena, Texas.
Yeah, quick screen out the Porter. Only his 2nd catch on the season. So that's a little bit of a milestone that we get to witness here. His only catch before that was an 18-yard touchdown.
4th and 3. The Bears love to go for it on 4th down. They lead all Power 4 teams in 4th down attempts. They are 3rd nationally. Here, 4th and 3 from their own 39. They're down by 18. Hawkins in motion to the left. Robertson has it, looking left, throws over the middle. It's caught by his tight end, Michael Trigg, and he's brought down at the Baylor 49-yard line, a gain of 10 for the Bears.
Yeah, and that time you just see Trigg, a short drag route across the middle. Robertson waits, finds him when he gets to the left side of the offensive line, and Trigg able to pick up 1st down yardage. Good play.
Michael Trigg, the star tight end. He's had stops at USC and Ole Miss before ending up in Waco, Texas, a member of the Baylor Bears. 1st and 10, 11:54 remains in the third quarter. Robertson with the a give to Turner up the middle. Gains about 2 or 3 yards, entering Bearcat territory to the 49.
And I think this is the most comfortable we've seen the Baylor offense look so far. Before, we've seen mistakes, a little bit of frantic play by Sawyer Robertson, some drops, and the running game really hasn't had very long runs. It's been short, 1 yard, 2 yard gains, but now they look comfortable. They look ready.
2nd and 7. Robertson fakes the give, looking, launches deep down the field for Wilson. Incomplete, contact is made, and there is no flag on the play. In coverage was Christian Harrison and Trey Gola-Collard.
Yeah, you throw that deep post in between the two safeties. Both safeties, Harrison and Gola-Collard, converged onto Wilson and Robertson. That's a tight window throw to make, and he just didn't have the angle.
3rd and 7 from the Cincy 49. The Bears against TCU were 6 for 17 on 3rd down. Trips to the right, one receiver lone to Robertson's left. He goes to the line, makes an audible. 5 left on the play clock. Robertson gets the snap, give to the running back, Turner left side, past the 40, has a block, still on his feet, past the 25, inside the red zone. He's still pushing and down inside the 10. A huge gain for Michael Turner on 3rd and 7.
I mean, finally an explosive play from this Baylor offense, the first one we've seen from them all day. Turner just would not be stopped. Once he found his lane, the speed and acceleration, and just continuing to keep his legs moving.
A gain of 40 for Michael Turner. Bears have it, 1st and goal at the Cincy 9. In the backfield is Caden Knighton. Robertson fakes it, throws to the end zone for Cameron. He caught it, and he's in. Touchdown, Baylor. They score on their opening drive to begin the second half. There is a flag, though, in the end zone. Let's see what this is about. They will stand for a touchdown. Cameron, his 4th of the year. And the Bears slowly start to chip away at that deficit. They trail 24-12, 10:36 remains in the third quarter.
Yeah, and that's a good toss and catch from Robertson to Cameron. And they are going to go out here for two and try to make up for that lost two that they missed in the first half.
So you see the coaching staff, they want the ball placed, it looks like, towards that left hash. Remember, on a two-point conversion, you get to choose where you want the ball spotted. So they opt towards about the third, towards the left hash. Two receivers to Robertson's left, one to his right. It's Cameron in the backfield. It is Turner in motion. Wilson to the right, looking that way. Flag is thrown. Robertson flushed. He's back to his 15 on the run. Fires off the hands of Cameron and incomplete. Let's see what this flag is. It was thrown right as the ball was snapped. Maybe an illegal formation on the Bears. We're going to have an offsides on Cincinnati. So we will do this again for Baylor.
Yeah, and you can't afford penalties like that. Don't give the Bears a second chance, another opportunity to convert this two-point conversion. You're only up by 12 right now. If they get this, it would be 10 points, still 2 scores, but that's a little bit too close for my liking.
The ball is spotted at the 1-yard line. Two receivers to the right. In the backfield, it's Michael Turner, the freshman, on the right hip of Robertson. QB keeper. No, he's going to dump it off over the head of his tight end. He had Matt Kloffenstein wide open. He overshot him. The Bearcats make a stop on the two-point stand.
And that's just one of those plays that you genuinely have to convert. You have to hit that throw. You're so surprised how wide open Matthew Kloffenstein is that you just lofted a little bit too much, put a little bit too much air on it, and it balloons over Kloffenstein's head, and just nothing you can do.
10:36 remains in the third quarter. The Bears do score a touchdown. Their drive, 10 plays, 80 yards in just over 4 minutes. On this upcoming Bearcats drive, Justin, they really have to get something going if you're Cincinnati.
Yeah, their offense hasn't been super electric. It's been consistent, and it's moved the football. And you've scored 24 points in the first half. You like that. You enjoy that. You're a big fan of that. But you need some downfield plays. You need to get the passing game going. Brendan Sorsby has only thrown for 52 yards. You need to get Joe Royer involved. You need to get Jeff Caldwell involved. We saw Cyrus Allen catch that touchdown. We need to see a little bit more out of him. He had such an electric game last week, 3 touchdowns against Oklahoma State. They just need, I think they need to let Brendan Sorsby free a little bit. Let him go out there and play football. We know he has the talent. We know he's done it this earlier in the season. You have a 12-point lead against a team that is very well known for giving up points. Let them play.
Bearcats do average 38 points per game. That is second in the Big 12 and 15th nationally. Tonight, 24 points alone in that first half. If you take away the need out at half, the Bearcats scored on 4 of their 5 drives in that first half. They had 1 3-and-out, 3 touchdowns, and a field goal. The offense, they've been doing well, but they're going to need a little more here. We'll take a quick break here in Cincinnati. Bearcats will get the ball off the kickoff, up 24-12. Welcome back to Cincinnati. Bearcats up 24-12 over the Baylor Bears. Bearcats looking to continue their 6-game winning streak and advance to 7-1 with the win over the Bears. And for Baylor, essentially a must-win. A loss would put them at 500 with a record of 4-4 on the year as Red Armstrong sends this one away. This one will bounce into the end zone for a touchback, and this will send out the Cincinnati offense led by quarterback Brendan Sorsby. Justin, as you mentioned, only 52 passing yards, but he does have a passing touchdown to Cyrus Allen.
Yeah, I just like to see them let him throw the ball downfield a little bit more. Let him make those strike throws. There was a lot of game film circulating from last week against Oklahoma State that has now found its way into the NFL draft community, praising his arm strength and his ability to make those tight windows and outside the number throws. Let's see him make some of those here.
1st and 10, a handoff. Walker, right side, finds a lane, fights his way up to about the 30-yard line. A gain of 5 on 1st down for Tawi Walker. That is his 8th carry, or coming into that play, 8 carries for 28 yards. 10-13 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Bearcats with possession at their own 31-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Sorsby. He gets the snap, fakes the give, launches deep down the right side, and incomplete. Intended target with Jeff Caldwell in coverage, LeVar Thornton Jr.
Yeah, and that's not really where the throw needed to be. Caldwell had a step, and he is 6'5". You want to lead him a little bit more towards the sideline and a little bit higher up. That one was more back shoulder. Thornton had the ability to make a play on it. He couldn't come down, but was able to knock it away from Caldwell's reach.
3rd and 4 for Cincinnati. They have the ball between the hashes. Sorsby in the gun, trips to his left, 1 to his right. He will pass, looking left, fires high and deep for Allen, and he's got it at the 50. A gain of 19. Sorsby to Cyrus Allen.
And that just shows how much trust Brendan Sorsby has in his receivers. Sorsby was almost throwing that one blind to the sideline. He knew Cyrus Allen's going to be breaking over there at some point. Let me loft this up, give him enough time to get underneath it and catch it before he goes out of bounds.
Bearcats have it at midfield. 9:35 left to go in the 3rd. Play action for Sorsby. He launches it high and deep for Caldwell, and it's incomplete off the hands. Once again, good coverage from LeVar Thornton Jr. as that one falls incomplete.
Yeah, trying to take another shot down to Caldwell, which I like. You want to give Jeff Caldwell opportunities, but Thornton right now has shown you that he can cover those plays, and he's not going to let up the easy ones to your 6'5" Caldwell. So maybe you have to look and exploit a different mismatch. We haven't seen Caleb Goody much at all today. Joe Royer, we haven't seen. He is such a mismatch in this conference. Maybe give him an opportunity.
Thornton, redshirt sophomore from Texas. This is a give to Walker. Once again, right side, gets past the 50 and up to the Baylor 43. That's a gain of 7 on 2nd and 10. It'll be 3rd and short for the Bearcats at the Baylor 43 against Oklahoma State, since he went 6 for 10 on 3rd downs. The lop for trips to the left, 1 to the right. Sorsby in the gun. In motion is Walker. Sorsby has it over the middle, caught. He has his man, that's Noah Jennings, brought down by DK Kalu, the nose tackle, at the 33-yard line, a gain of 10.
Yeah, Noah Jennings just on another simple drag route coming across the field. The throw is a little bit behind him, but Jennings able to adjust, make that catch, and move.
Bearcats moving with tempo. 8:33 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Trips to the right for Sorsby. He gives it to Walker, fighting his way up to the 30. He'll gain maybe 2 or 3 yards on that carry, just swarmed by a couple of Baylor Bears.
Yeah, Walker just didn't really have much of an opportunity to escape. You still like that, though. 3 yards. Just keep the run game as a threat. That's all you need to do, is keep it in the back of Baylor's mind. And you're starting to let Sorsby sling it a little bit more. But again, run play every once in a while just to keep it in there, fresh in their minds, is a good idea.
2nd and 7. Sorsby in the gun. Rolls out to his left, dumps it off in the flat, and it's dropped. That was Evan Pryor, who Sorsby was looking at. Just couldn't hold on to that one. and it'll be 3rd and 7 for the Cats.
Yeah, and when Sorsby spun around there was a Baylor Bear directly in his path, so he had to get it out quick, and maybe a little bit quicker than Pryor was expecting the ball to come to him.
3rd and 7 from the Bears' 30-yard line. Cats up 24-12 here in the third quarter. It's an empty backfield for Sorsby. Bearcats 6 for 9 on 3rd down today, looking for a 7th. Baylor creeping up on the line. Will they bring the pressure? They do. Sorsby back to his 40. Lofts it high and deep down the right sideline. Incomplete, but multiple flags are thrown. Intended target was Jeff Caldwell. In coverage, Caden Jenkins.
Yeah, and Caldwell was held, wasn't able to rise up and make a play on the football, and so that'll be a 1st down for the Bearcats.
We saw in that first quarter, the Bearcats were aided a 1st down due to a Baylor penalty. Here they have it once again. This will send Cincy into the red zone. They'll have it at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Bearcats coming into this game perfect with red zone scoring, 28 for 28. A handful of scores today. Sorsby in the pistol, Pryor behind him. He gets the carry, goes left, tries to get a block, bounces out to the 15 to the 10. Multiple flags are thrown as Pryor is knocked out at the 5. I think one of them, we're going to get a defensive hand to the face.
I think I count 3 flags out there, all thrown at separate times as well, so this could be interesting.
Will likely be offsetting penalties as Pryor had a carry towards that left side as the officials talk things over. As you mentioned, 3 flags on the field, all thrown at different times. So the officials will have some work to figure out here. Holding on the offense, that's one of them. 2 on the offense. Personnel foul, hand to the face on the defense, so these will be offsetting penalties.
Good catch on that hand to the face, Chris.
Well, when we saw Pryor going towards that left side, a blocker just had his face pointing towards the sky with his chin strap almost falling off. That's the prime indicator about a hand to the face. So with offsetting penalties, the Bearcats will do it again from the Baylor 15, up by 12, looking to extend their lead. 7:29 remains in the third quarter. Royer motions to the right. He's singled out as a receiver. Trips to the left for Sorsby in the gun. Next to him is Pryor. Sorsby fakes the give. Looking, lofts it towards the end zone. Intended for Allen. It's incomplete. A flag is thrown late in the backfield. Let's see what this is about. It's maybe potentially a roughing the passer.
Sorsby did take a hit as he threw that.
It's going to be offensive face mask. So this will push Cincinnati back to the Baylor 30-yard line. Couple of penalties today for Cincinnati. They had 6 against Oklahoma State, tallying for 71 yards. Now it's 1st and 25 from the Baylor 30 for the Bearcats. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Singled out is Caldwell, far side. Pryor in the backfield. Sorsby gets the snap, gives it to Pryor, tries to find a lane up the middle, but he's swarmed quickly by a handful of Bears. And now the officials will blow the play dead at the 29-yard line.
And still some extracurriculars going on. Caleb Burns for the Bears was involved in a little bit of some late blocking. Nothing called, but
We've seen that a lot today.
yeah, just shows the motivation, the juice that these guys have to go out there and win.
First man there was Keaton Thomas, the preseason All-American linebacker for the Bears. He was a former walk-on safety at West Virginia before transferring to Baylor and making a stand. Quarterback run for Sorsby. Can he break one? He gets up to the 25, a gain of 3. Tackle made by LeVar Thornton Jr. And now it'll be 3rd and a mile for Cincinnati.
Yeah, and in a spot like this, 3rd and 19, I'm not really sure you'd go for the first down. I think maybe you hand this one off. Tawi Walker is in the game. Let him pick up a couple yards with the middle and try to set up Rusnak as best as you can for a field goal attempt.
6 minutes even left to go. Cats up by 12. Two receivers both side. Sorsby to pass. Dumps it off in the flat to Walker to the 25. Stutter steps, cuts it back to the 20. Brought down at the 18-yard line once again. This time tackle made by Caleb Burns, the freshman. That will send on the special teams unit for another Rusnak attempt.
Yeah, and you did go to Walker, just not in the rushing game. You swung out a little pass to him, try to get your playmaker in space, able to pick up a few, and this makes it a lot easier of a field goal for Rusnak, although we know he has the talent to hit it from much farther out as well.
Rusnak, the only kicker nationally to have not missed a field goal since the start of the 2024 season. This one, a 36-yarder. It is up, and it is true. Rusnak converts once again. Cats up 27-12. 5:15 left to go in the third quarter. Another scoring drive for the Bearcats.
And Chris, I'm willing to bet Rusnak is also the only kicker who hasn't missed a field goal since 2021. He missed his freshman year in 2021, and he has not missed since.
He has been lights out for Cincinnati. He provides another field goal for the Bearcats. 5:15 left to go in the third quarter. Cincy up by 15. Coming up next will be the Baylor Bears offense, led by quarterback Sawyer Robertson. You're listening to Big 12 football on Bearcat Sports Radio. Welcome back to historic Nippert Stadium. Cats up 27-12 over the Baylor Bears. A win today and a BYU loss will put Cincy in sole possession of first place in the Big 12. Justin, all eyes will also be on Ames, Iowa. BYU taking on Iowa State. That game entering the fourth quarter tied at 27 apiece. A lot of action happening in the Big 12 today. That game being pivotal if Cincinnati can hold on their current result and pull out a W against Baylor.
Yeah, and then it'll be a very interesting race to see if Cincinnati stays ahead of the Big 12, who will actually be their Big 12 Conference Championship opponent, or who would be favored to be second then in that scenario, because there are multiple one-loss conference teams, and one of them is already up 28-0, Texas Tech over Oklahoma State.
Rusnak sends this one deep into the end zone for a touchback. Looking at Baylor, their first two drives, they punted. Their next two, turnovers. Their last two, finally some scoring drives. 12 points on the board down by 2 possessions in this third quarter. 5:15 left to go, and slowly the Baylor Bears offense is waking up.
Yeah, they just looked more comfortable last drive for sure. We saw Sawyer Robertson finally take some shots downfield, and although they weren't necessarily successful, he did let the ball fly and try to take those shots and trust your wide receivers, give them an opportunity. And that's, at the end of the day, ultimately what you need to see, right? If you're going to come back from this down 15, you need downfield plays, especially in the passing game where it's been your bread and butter all year. That's where you've gone to. That's where you've turned to. You need to take those shots, and eventually, chances are one of them is going to work out for you.
Robertson, 2 passing touchdowns today. Will he have a third and more coming up after this media timeout from Cincinnati? And welcome back to Cincinnati. Cats up 27-12 in this third quarter. Baylor Bears led by head coach Dave Aranda. They're looking for their second top 25 win of the season. They knocked off formerly number 17 SMU 48-45 back in September in what was an overtime thriller. That was their first win over a top 25 team since the Sugar Bowl back in 2022. They defeated number 8 Ole Miss, led by quarterback Matt Corral. Take away that win, they had lost their previous 11 over AP top 25 teams. Looking for their second of the year. So the Bears have it at their own 25-yard line, down by 15. Trip to the right, 1 to the left for Robertson. 3-man front for the Bearcats. In the backfield looks to be Michael Turner, the freshman. Robertson gets the snap, a give to Turner. Tries to go up the middle, swarmed by a handful of Bearcats. It's going to be a gain of 1 for Turner.
You know, something I just noticed, Chris, and not throughout the entire first half, is that Turner has one of the Guardian caps on.
It's very noticeable. When you finally recognize it and you see it about, having player safety stuff, the Guardian caps are very, very noticeable.
It really is the shine. It's the lack of a shine from the lights, I think, that sets it apart.
2nd and 9 for the Bears. Trips to Robertson's left. He's going to pass. Looking right, fires it deep down the field for Cameron. Off of the defender McDoom, and there's a flag thrown on the play.
Yeah, they're going to catch Matthew McDoom for a defensive pass interference. He never turned his head and tried to locate the football, and that's probably the biggest thing that they're going to point to here. There was some hand fighting and some contact there as well, but at the end of the day, you have to play the ball and not the wide receiver.
Well, this would put Baylor up to their own 41. McDoom had a 100-yard pick 6 last week against Oklahoma State, the longest in school history, surpassing Bob Del Rosa's 96-yard pick 6 in 1958 against Oklahoma State. First and 10 from the 41 for the Bears. It's a give. Turner goes up the middle. Met quickly once again. He'll gain, it looks to be about 3 yards on that carry up to the 44.
Yeah, now we see Baylor. They seem to have found their offensive rhythm finally. Of course, helped out by the penalty there on Matthew McDoom. But they just seem to have found a little bit of a rhythm. They're comfortable now. They're moving the football. Although be it slow, they are moving the football and threatening some scores and, of course, scoring, which is just going to make things a little bit harder on Cincinnati.
4 minutes left to go. Robertson to pass, looking all day to throw. Dumps it off in the flat. The Turner gets up to the 45 and brought down at the 47-yard line. A gain of 3 for Baylor.
You know, and one of the things, Chris, we haven't mentioned in a while is the weather. It's getting colder now. It is dark now in Cincinnati. Not completely, but it's definitely darker. The lights are actually doing their job now at this point in the game, and it is much colder. So if that is a factor, it might be getting harder for Baylor.
3rd and 3 for the Bears. Hawkins wraps around the quarterback. Another handoff to Turner. Met quickly at the 50-yard line. He's going to be short by about a yard.
I think you have to go for it. You have time, 3 minutes left in the third quarter, but you're down 15. You have a good offense with a lot of playmakers who you trust. It's only 1 yard. Of course, the Cincinnati defense has been very good today. You trust that you can pick up one singular yard to keep this drive going.
The Bears 4th and 1 at the 50. They've converted 4 of their last 8 fourth down attempts. Turner still in the backfield. No Bryson Washington, the starting running back. Trips to the right. Robertson's going to pass. Looking, scrambles to his left to the 45. Takes off, dives, and gets the first down. A huge play from Sawyer Robertson. A gain of 4 that will advance the chains.
Again, not what we typically see out of Robertson. He's not a running quarterback at all. But when you have space in front of you and you need to pick up that first down, any quarterback, no matter the speed, is going to go for it, and Robertson picks it up there.
His 6th rush of the day for 7 total yards. 1st and 10 from the 46. 2 minutes left to go in the third. Quick pass left side to his receiver, Hawkins. Hawkins goes down the sideline, pushed out at the 36. That's right at the marker. Let's see if it's enough for a first down. It's going to be out at the 38, so it'll be a 2nd and short. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Robertson. Cats up by 15. Another give. This time it's a running back, Caden Knighton, goes left side, past the first down marker, down at the 33, a gain of 5 for Caden Knighton. A first down for Baylor.
Yeah, that's the first rush we've seen all day out of Caden Knighton, someone who we expected to see a lot more today, finally getting into the game, and maybe they'll start to use him just to keep their running back trio fresh.
10 carries against TCU for 42 yards. Trip to the right for Robertson. Quick pass over the middle, intended for Kloffenstein, is incomplete. Just a little too quick from Robertson on that one right there.
Yeah, Kloffenstein trying to get up the field a little bit more before he was expecting the ball, although there was a Cincinnati defender who was downing in on Kloffenstein, so maybe Robertson saw that and had to throw a little bit quicker and back shoulder to avoid the hit for his tight end.
1:10 remains in the third quarter. 2nd and 10 from the Cincy 33 for Baylor. Robertson, 17 of 24 today for 132 passing yards. Coming into the game, he led the nation in passing yards. Robertson gets the snap, gives it off to his running back Turner. Not much to gain there as he ends up going forward to about the 30-yard line. A gain of 3, and it'll set up 3rd and long for Baylor.
Yeah, and this is one of those situations you desperately need points. You already went for it on 4th down once, so I think you're probably committed to go for it again if you get in that scenario. Of course, you don't want to be in that scenario. They have their 3 wide receivers out to the right side. Look for some kind of short rub, maybe target Josh Cameron, who's been their most reliable player so far.
Robertson in the gun. Baylor 4 for 10 on 3rd down today. It's a give to the running back Turner. Fights his way up to the 24. Once again, he is a yard short of that first down marker. A gain of 6. Clock's at 18 seconds. Baylor does not have to run another play in this quarter.
You would think they'd want to run another play and not waste clock, but they're going to walk over to the sideline. Not exactly what I would do when you're down 15. You need the time on the clock.
Maybe because they could be going towards the direction of the ruckus. They want to flip the field, get away from all the noise the crowd's been making.
Potentially. But with the cold weather creeping in here, it has gotten a little bit cooler. And the student section has went back into the warmth. There are some holes in the student section.
It is homecoming, the 99th homecoming game as the third quarter ends. It is 54 degrees out right now in Cincinnati, and it's only going to get colder from here on out. Cats up 27-12 to start the fourth quarter. It will be a 4th and 1 at the Cincy 24 for Baylor. The Bears are still creeping in. Do the Bearcats have another stop? You'll find out next on Bearcat Sports Radio. Welcome back. It is the start of the fourth quarter, also known as the best quarter in football. Cats up 27-12. Christian McGowan, Justin Dedrick bringing you action live from Nippert Stadium. 4th and 1 for Baylor at the Cincy 24. Today, Baylor, they are 3 for 4 on 4th down. Their 3 conversions today. It's tied for most in the game this season. Looking for a 4th here to keep this game alive.
Yeah, now they no longer are facing the Cincy student section, the ruckus, now facing towards the rec center, so maybe a little bit of an easier backdrop.
Crowd making some noise, trying to disrupt the offense. Robertson is going to keep it himself, goes left, leaps up past the 20, and has the first down. He gets up to about the 17-yard line, a gain of 7 for Sawyer Robertson.
Yeah, and that's a good play call because I don't think anyone expected them to go with a read option there. I know I definitely didn't expect them to go with a read option. So you just get Cincinnati's defense off balance. Robertson takes it and picks up the first, and now you have some more room to work with and a couple more downs.
Here's the thing. Michael Turner, he went down on the play as he gingerly runs off the field. We haven't seen Bryson Washington quite a bit ever since that first half, so now it's going to be Caden Knighton, the true freshman from Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. Came into this game averaging around 5 yards per carry. Had a touchdown on the ground as well. Bears still alive in this game, looking for a touchdown, down by 15. 1st and 10 at the Cincy 17. Robertson in the gun, 2 receivers both sides. He's going to loft it high and deep towards the right side, and another flag is thrown as the intended target was Cameron. Sailed it over his head, but looks like another DPI against Cincinnati.
Yeah, and again, you need to turn your head and locate the football. There was a point of contact between both defender and receiver there. Significant, I'm not so sure that's how I would describe it, but there was contact, and that's enough to call. It looks like it was Ormani Arnold who had one called on him earlier in the game as well.
So this will move the ball all the way up to the 2-yard line for the Bears. That's the Bearcats' 6th penalty, totaling 62 yards, and now the Bears are in prime position to make this a 1-possession game. Robertson in the gun, next to him, Caden Knighton, the freshman. 2 receivers to the right. 1st and goal at the 2. Bears down by 15, looking to score. Handoff, Knighton up the middle, trying to fight his way up. He gets a push. The play is blown dead at the 1-yard line. If the Bearcats defense needs a goal line stand, this is the most important one of the year.
Yeah, and Dante Corleone is in there, and I don't see them subbing him out for the rest of this possession here. I know they haven't really played him much on 3rd downs, but when you're in that short 1-yardage situation before the goal line, you're going to want to keep your big man in the middle up there, stop any between the tackles runs, and make Baylor get creative if they're going to score.
Cincy, depending on Corleone here, he's been battling injuries all season long. 2nd and goal from the 1. Robertson has it, looking to his left. He's going to take off, gets a block, tries to bounce the corner, and he's met quickly, and they're going to say touchdown. Touchdown, Robertson on the ground. Boy, that one was close, Justin.
It is a scoring play, so we're going to get a review. I'm not convinced he 100% got in there. A late dive and then a diving hit from the other side coming in is Jalen Hunt, and he did reach out the football. The rest of him was nowhere close to the goal line, but his arm, that outstretched football, looks like it got across, so this may very well stand. A good effort, though, by a Hunt to dive and try to stop him right before.
You talk about it. Robertson just leaned out, and it looks like the nose of that football barely crossed the goal line. So as of right now, this will stand for a Baylor touchdown. They trailed 27-18, 13:34 left to go in this game. No doubt the Bears have to go for 2 here.
Yeah, and if you go for 2 and you get it here, it's a 1-score game. And that's going to be very scary for the Bearcats.
Robertson rolling to his right, back at his 11, fires on the run, incomplete, but flags are thrown. On the ground in the end zone, looks to be, I want to say, Josh Cameron. He's visibly upset. And once again, another pass interference on the defense. The referee pointed in Baylor's direction at first, but then accommodated himself and pointed towards the defense.
Yeah, and you hear boos coming down from the crowd because these last few home games, they have been frustrated with the amount of flags thrown on the Bearcats. And a lot of them fans haven't necessarily agreed with. So there just is a point of frustration that boils over. And now we're hitting that with multiple pass interferences and more chances to give the Bears an opportunity to score.
Once again, Baylor 0 for 3 today on 2-point conversions. They have it from the 1. Robertson is going to keep it himself up the middle. He's dragged down, and a flag is made or thrown. I think that's going to be a face mask on Cincinnati. He did get yanked. You saw his head turn back as he ran the ball up the middle.
And again, with the amount of flags, whether legit or not, and this one is definitely a legitimate flag. It gets to a boiling point where you get very frustrated. It's every play. Are we going to see more laundry on the field?
Officials still talking this one over.
Chris, my laundry day is until Sunday. This is too early for this.
It is a defensive face mask, so we'll do it again. Cincinnati averaging 7 penalties per game, totaling 69 yards. Already have a handful today. 8 on the day for 64 yards. We'll do it once again. A 2-point conversion from the half-yard line. Baylor down by 9, looking to make this a one-possession game. They hand it off. Leaping up the middle is Turner. Did he get it? And he did. Turner converts the 2-point try, and it's now a 7-point ball game with 13:34 left to go. And these fans are upset. Boo Burge rained from the stands here at Nippert Stadium.
Yeah, and there's some conversations, some extracurriculars again going on between these teams after the play. The fans want to look at this, showing a replay on the board. It's going to stand, but man, a couple close plays for the Bears there on both scoring plays. And now Cincinnati, this offense that has gone completely stagnant, non-existent here in the second half, needs something. They need a long, sustained drive that ends in a score, or else you're going to be very scared if you're a Bearcats fan.
The Bears, 3 consecutive scoring drives today. They were down 24-0 in that second quarter. They score right before halftime and a couple of touchdown drives. Now makes it a 7-point deficit for the Bears. 13:34 left to go on this one. Stay tuned. You're in for a thriller from Nippert Stadium. As the night sky darkens, the lights get brighter. Here in Cincinnati, the Cats are up 27-20 in a Big 12 match against the Baylor Bears. 13:34 left to go in this game. We talked about it a lot. All eyes would also be on Ames. If BYU were to lose and Cincy were to win, they would be solely in first place in the Big 12, but BYU up 41-27. If both teams win, they will be tied going into next week for first place in the Big 12, potentially on course for a big collision a couple weeks down the road here in Clifton. Right now, the Bears have clawed all their way back. They were down by 24. They're now down by 7. Cincinnati's offense has been stagnant in this second half for the most part. Only 3 points. It was a Rusnak field goal as Armstrong sends this one away from the 35. And this one will bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Justin, you were talking about how the offense for Cincinnati needs to get something going in the second half. Coming into this game, 66% of the points scored this season has come in the first half for the Bearcats.
Yeah, they just haven't been a very good second half team, and whether that be because they've had big leads some of these games, or they just get a little bit conservative when they have a lead and then you don't score as often, it really could be a multitude of factors here. But at the end of the day, you need to keep up your scoring for the entirety of the game. You can't just put on the gas pedal in the first half and then not do anything for the second half. You can't just stop. You need to drive. You need to go. And right now, they need to do just that.
1st and 10 for the Bearcats. Handoff Pryor gets up past the 30, up to the 32, a gain of 7 on first down. No FBS team has had a 24-point more comeback this season. Baylor looking to be the first.
Chris, can we not put that into the realm of existence right now?
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the ESPN booth. They're providing us with some amazing notes. Shout out ESPN2.
They're facing it directly at us, too. It's almost as if they want us to use their notes.
I think they are. 2nd and 3 from the 32. Bearcats in the pistol. Sorsby, handoff. Pryor, flag is thrown. Pryor gets up to the 35. Like I mentioned, a flag is thrown, and this one looks to be coming back. There's a difference, Justin, between playing to win and playing not to lose. Right now, it looks like Scott Satterfield is playing not to lose.
Right now, it looks like they're playing to lose, genuinely.
Another penalty. They've had a couple on the previous drive on defense. Now it's 2nd and 13 from their own 22. 12:52 left to go. Cats up 27-20. Bears looking for their 5th win of the year and keep their Big 12 hopes alive, potentially making their way all the way to Arlington. If they can rip off a couple of wins. Sorsby in the gun, drops back, flushed out to his right, looking, he's going to take off, goes out of bounds at the 27, a gain of 5 for Sorsby.
Yeah, good little escape from Brendan Sorsby. It's one of his best traits is recognizing a rush, being calm in the pocket, and escaping, getting out and picking up those extra yards. But yeah, now you're still in a 3rd and long. You need to pick this up. You need to waste more time, and you need a sustained drive. Whatever you do here, you need to get 9 yards.
12:14 left to go in this game. 3rd and 9 for the Bearcats at their own 26. 2 receivers to the left. Sorsby fakes a give. Play action. Looking. Fires. Caught by Pryor. Has the first down. Still on his feet. They're going to say his knee hit down at the 39. Regardless, it is a first down for Cincinnati.
You know, it looks like that's actually Noah Jennings out there who made that catch. Jennings is a good play. He found the open space, and that's what you do against a zone look. When you find the open space, you stay there. You stay put because no one's going to come over there.
1st and 10. This play is blown dead. And a timeout is taken on the field. It looks to be Cincinnati calling their first, I believe. If that is true, both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Noah Jennings, a couple of catches in this contest. Make that a Baylor timeout, their first of the half. Cincy with 3, Baylor with 2, 11:41 left to go. But Noah Jennings, 2 catches for 23 yards today. Someone who really isn't typical of the Big 4 between Allen, Caldwell, Goody, and Roy are making a few plays a day.
Yeah, and Jennings, he's been reliable when they've needed him to. Last game against Oklahoma State, 3 catches, 63 yards. Former Charleston Southern player transferring over to the Big 12. That's a little bit of a culture shock, but he's shown that he can hang. He's made some plays. When Sorsby's needed him, he's been reliable enough to go to.
Well, 11:41 left to go in this contest. Cats up by 7 with possession at their own 39. We'll take a quick break from Nippert Stadium. You're listening to Big 12 football on Bearcast Sports Radio. Fourth quarter action under the lights here in Cincinnati. Cats up 27-20, looking to close this game away. Bearcats looking to win their 7th in a row. And meanwhile, for Baylor, some may say head coach Dave Aranda might be fighting for his job. 35-33 in his 6 years as a head coach for the Baylor Bears. Only 2 winning seasons. One coming last year, one coming back in 2021, in which Baylor won the Big 12 championship. They finished 5th in the AP poll that season. Here, Aranda looking for his 36th win as the Bears head coach. Here in a tight battle against the Bearcats. With 11:41 left to go in the fourth quarter. Cincy has it at their own 39. They'll start off in the pistol. One receiver split both sides. 2 tight ends, motion, one on each side of the line. Sorsby hands off to the running back. This is going to be Pryor, gets past midfield, dragging Keaton Thomas with him as he loses his helmet. It's a first down for the Bearcats, courtesy of Evan Pryor.
Yeah, and Thomas is going to have to come off the field because of that as well. When you lose your helmet, you have to come off the field.
And a sight, Evan Pryor leaves the field limping.
He is not putting any pressure on his left leg at all.
So now it will be Tawee Walker time. Maybe some Manny Covey if Pryor cannot return. Bearcats in the gun at the Baylor 49. In motion, Gerd, the tight end to the left. Handoff up the middle. Gets up to the 45. A gain of 4. And that's going to be Walker with the carry. 11 minutes left to go in this contest. Bearcats up by 7. Looking to close out this game with a long, methodical drive to put the Bears away to sleep. 2nd and 6 from the 45. Play clock at 13. Both teams substitute. Sorsby in the gun. Calls his receiver in motion. Fakes the end around, or actually gives it to him. This is going to be Isaiah Johnson up past the 40, out of bounds at the 36. Justin, let me tell you, Sorsby's play fake ability is so well for a college quarterback.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, he's faked me out on plenty of games before. He's faked me out already like 5 or 6 times this year on the games that I've done. I've been very confused watching him handle the football. It's like a magician. It's like a card trick. I don't know where it's going. He might have it up his sleeve next thing I know.
It's a gain of 9. Bearcats have it finally in Baylor territory at the 36. Under 10 minutes left to go. Bearcats up by 7 in the pistol. One receiver, both sides. The handoff, Walker up the middle. Gets up to about the 32. A gain of 4 for Tawee Walker, the transfer from Wisconsin. He was an All-Big Ten honorable mention last year as he led the Badgers in rushing yards last season. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Bearcats at the Baylor 33-yard line. Technically, yes, you are in field goal range for Rusnak, but Bearcats in Satterfield are looking for 7 here on this drive.
This would be his season-long attempt, though. His longest for the year is 46.
Quick screen off to Walker left side. Bounces up to the 31. It's a gain of 2. And he'll set up a 3rd down for Cincinnati. 5 yards to go. Now they sub on their wide receiver 1s in Allen, Caldwell, and Goody, keeping Walker on the field. Joe Royer also out there as well. So 2 tight ends for the Bearcats. As one of those receivers does come off. 3rd and 5. Bearcats need to get to the 26. It's a give. Walker, left side, fighting his way. He's brought down right before the marker. Big decision coming up for head coach Scott Satterfield.
Yeah, and a big decision is indeed correct. I think, you know, I'm kind of stumped on this one, Chris. On one hand, this is well within Stephen Rusnak's range, and you could try to go up 10, 2 scores. or your offense, it's 1 yard. Leave them out there in the field. Try to pick this up, and you can maybe take more time off the clock and even threaten a touchdown.
7:54 left to go. 4th and 1 at the Baylor 27. Sorsby gives it. Walker up the middle. Does he have enough? And it looks like he does.
It's that second effort from Walker. After that first hit, he stayed focused and reached the ball out, a little outstretch, and looks like he was able to get it. Again, all of that second effort.
The Bearcats are tied for first in the nation in 4th down conversion percentage. And officially, it is a first down for the Bearcats, and the drive continues. Bearcats, a handful of 4th down conversions today. 2 for 2 on the night. That one was huge. With 7:06 left to go in this game, the officials will blow the play dead. Potentially, a review may be coming up.
And this could be very bad for the Bearcats if this is not a first down.
Remember, you do have that expedited review now in college football. Officials still talking things over in the 99th homecoming game for the Bearcats. The team that is 49-19 at home since 2015, and the call stands for a first down.
Yeah, and that's good news for the Bearcats. 7 minutes to go. Take some time off, score a touchdown here. That's your best result.
1st and 10 from the 25. Sorsby, hand off the running back up the middle. Once again, that is Tommy Walker. Excuse me, we do have running back 3 in right now for Cincinnati. Chance Williams, the 5'7" redshirt junior. He has his first carry of the night. Gains about 3 yards with that one. 6:34 left to go in this ball game. Cats up by 7, threatening to score. Officially a gain of 2. Sets up 2nd and 8 for the Bearcats at the Baylor 23. Empty backfield for Sorsby. 3 to his right, in motion. He's going to keep it. Sorsby makes a man miss to the 10. Sorsby will trot in for the touchdown. Unbelievable play call. And Sorsby, when the lights are the brightest, he gets it done.
That move was so quick, I didn't even realize it had happened. One juke, a quick move, whoop, I'm off right to the side of you, and Sorsby high steps into the end zone. I mean, what a play from Brendan Sorsby. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, Chris. He might pull a Heisman out of his hat if you don't watch him.
His potential Heisman moment right there. Cats up 33-20 with 6:13 left to go in this game. Rusnak's PAT attempt, it is up, and it is good. Cats up 34-20. Sorsby 2 touchdowns today. He came into this game leading the nation with 24 total touchdowns, now at 26.
And Chris, again, with the ball fake, you never know where it's going to go when Brendan Sorsby has it because he's so good at faking the ball. Like I said, a magician. If you don't watch behind your ear, Chris, he might pull a 7-Eleven slushie from behind there. I don't know what he's got planned.
Where did that one come from? 7-Eleven slushie. I like it, Justin.
You could go for a 7. I could really go for a 7-Eleven slushie right now.
Hey, man, I know.
Maybe he has one for us. You never know.
I know what the O-line has if they win. A nice steak dinner at Jeff Ruby's. That's what quarterback Brendan Sorsby loves to do. Every win takes the line out to a fancy steak dinner downtown at Jeff Ruby's. I'd go for a steak right now.
And then hear me out. On the way back home, 7-Eleven slushie.
Who says no?
Perfect dessert.
That's Sorsby's 7th rushing touchdown of the year. Arguably the biggest one so far. Cats up 34-20, 6:13 left to go in Cincy. Can the Bearcats win their 7th in a row and hold on? We'll find out next on Bearcat Sports Radio. Welcome back to Nippert Stadium. Cats up 34-20 on the night. 42 rushes, 233 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the ground, averaging nearly 6 yards per carry on the night for Cincinnati. A team that averaged just under 5 yards per carry against Oklahoma State. But a team, they have now rushed for more than 200 yards in a game for their 5th time this season.
Yeah, I mean, they're well over their season average today as well. It's just been such an effective part of their game that they haven't gone away from it. And of course, we saw that injury to Evan Pryor. We don't know what his status is, so that could affect things the next time they get up on offense. But you still have a prolific runner in Tawi Walker. You have guys you trust in Manny Covey. So you're not really going to fully turn away from it, but there may be some changes on how you call the run because you don't have the speed of Pryor.
Rusnak sends this one away. Wilson will field it at his own 1. Goes right side to the 15, cuts, and he's brought down. The ball comes out. Do the Bearcats have it? No signal yet. Wilson coughed it up. Players fell on the ball. This would be huge if Cincinnati has it. The players say they do, and they do. The crowd electrified. Another turnover for the Bears. Their 3rd of the day. Unbelievable. It's another fumble. That is their 8th fumble and their 7th fumble lost over their last 5 games. Ball security is an emphasis.
You just need to take care of the football. You cannot afford, if you're the Baylor Bears, to give it away on a kick return, one that you probably shouldn't have even taken out to begin with, and then you slathered the ball in butter and you let it slip through your hands, and the Bearcats have it back.
On the last drive, Sorsby a 23-yard rushing touchdown. This drive, with 6:04 left to go, up by 14, starts at the Bears' 17-yard line. Every fan here standing up. The allotment that traveled from Waco, quiet in their lonely section. 1st and 10, handoff. Walker tried to cut it back. He's pushing up to about the 14-yard line. It is a gain of 3 for Tawi Walker, and a score here for Cincinnati will put this game away.
Yeah, and you can waste clock too. Baylor doesn't have all 3 timeouts. You can go up 3 scores. It's the dream scenario to get the ball back in an area where you didn't think you would have it again.
5:35 left to go. Cincy looking for their 7th straight win. They lost to Nebraska in the season opener. Since then, they rattled off 6 in a row. Baylor making substitutions with 5 seconds left on the play clock. Can the Bearcats get it off? 2 seconds, and they do. Handoff. Walker once again up the middle. Gets a push from his O-line, piling his way up to that first down marker, and he's down at the 8. He is a yard short, so it will be 3rd and short for Cincy.
Yeah, you're most likely going to keep Tawi Walker in. He's going to be your guy if you go on the ground. You really, and Chris, this is something that's kind of gone unnoticed. Joe Royer has 1 catch, and he is a go-to guy in these short yardage situations because he's such a mismatch. You have 2 tight ends out there. Maybe a quick little play to him and try to get him to bowl his way into the end zone.
3rd and 1. Cincy 7 for 12 on 3rd downs. Sorsby rolls to his right, fires on the run, and it's caught for a touchdown. Isaiah Johnson ices this game. Cincy up 40-20, 4:26 left to go, and they are cruising to their 7th straight win.
I mean, not at all what you expected him to do with the football when he rolled out. The only one leading him out there was Tawi Walker. Johnson came across the end zone from the other side. Sorsby didn't even throw it. He just flicked it. A little flick. It shows the arm strength, and it's still a perfect spiral right into his hands. What a play by Brendan Sorsby.
Rusnak's point after try is up, and he is perfect. Cats up 21-20, 14 points off of turnovers in this game, Justin. We talked about it. Baylor, ball security, and it is not going in their favor.
Yeah, not at all. You cannot afford, one, to give up that fumble. Two, to let Cincinnati score off that fumble. And they did both of those things.
A night that Baylor, they were down early. They fought their way back, but they let it slip away in the final moments of this game. Cats up 41-20, 4:26 left to go. It's an 8-yard touchdown pass from Brendan Sorsby. He's 13 of 21, 111 passing yards, 2 touchdowns to the air, 1 on the ground in this game. Pump It Up is playing here at Nippert Stadium. The fans that have stayed are bobbing their arms up and down in unison. As Rusnak steps up, delivers this one away. It's a squib one. Fielded by Wilson at the 10. Will he fumble again? Makes a man miss. Wilson up to the 25, and he's brought out of bounds. And that's going to be a flag. Pushing and shoving. He was suplexed out of play. And now a scuffle ensues right at the Cincinnati bench. Some frustrations boiling over on both sides. In a play, arguably, that Taden Barnes should have not made. To be fair, he didn't have to do that to Cole Wilson. He was already out of play.
I want to play devil's advocate and say that it was kind of bound to happen as soon as Cole Wilson was running towards the sideline, because if you're bearing down on a guy and he's going towards the sideline, the contact was initiated before Wilson went out of bounds. Something like that is just bound to happen, in my opinion. I'm not sure that's any ill intent.
I think what they're going to focus on is rather the finish. Now he picked him up kind of over his shoulder and brought him down. Regardless, it is a penalty on Cincinnati. Keep in mind, for Baylor against TCU, with 3.5 minutes left to go in the game, they were down by 21 and only lost by 6. They seriously had a chance to win that game, but Robertson threw an interception on the last drive that sealed it. This team is down, but they are never out. You never know what magic they have up their sleeve, especially when you have the nation's leading passer in Sawyer Robertson. Robertson, 153.1 passing efficiency rating last year. That was the 7th best in program history. Baylor has it at their own 42. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Robertson gives it to his running back. Goes up the middle to the 46. That is a gain of 4. And this running back does not have a last name on their jersey. The first we've seen today. So 4 running backs used for Baylor overall today. 2nd and 6, 3:55 left to go. Robertson to pass, looking, swarmed, and he's brought down in the backfield at the 35. Another sack for Cincy. Micah Coleman making the play. A huge loss of 9 for the Bears.
Now, Chris, our stats credited Caden Knighton with that rush. So unless something happened to his jersey and he just had to put on an extra,
that would make sense, honestly. That's the Bearcats' second sack. 3rd and 15 for the Bears at their own 37. Robertson dropping back, looking, dumps it off in the flat to Turner near side. Gets up to the 40 and out of play at the 42-yard line. A gain of 5 up to the original line of gain. It'll be 4th and 10 for Cincinnati. Push out of play by Christian Harrison. Baylor, no doubt they have to go for this one. 4 for 5 today on 4th downs. They need 10 yards from their own 42. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. Robertson in the gun. He has it. Drops back to his 30. Fires. It's caught and jarred incomplete. Trey Gola-Collard, Jake Goladay all making the play there. And once again, the Bears will turn it over on downs.
this is the second time we've seen Trigg drop a ball today because of a second incoming hit. The Bearcats defense just swarming. As soon as that ball touches your hands, you're not going to have the time to catch it.
Looking at the stats, Michael Trigg, 3 catches, 30 yards, and a touchdown. Coming into this game, he was 4th nationally amongst tight ends with 32 receptions. He leads all of Big 12 tight ends, or rather tight ends nationally, with 495 receiving yards. Today, the Bearcats have definitely limited his effect in the ballgame. Cincy will take over at the Baylor 42. Sorsby in the pistol to give the chance Williams. Dancing up the middle. Gains maybe a yard, if anything. Looks like a gain of 0 and a timeout quickly taken by the Baylor Bears with 2:30 left to go in the ball game. Cincy up 41-20. Bears have 1 timeout left. Cincy with all 3. And for the Bears, they came into this game winning 8 of their last 10 Big 12 conference games. They did have a 6-game win streak to conclude last season, but this is their 3rd conference loss, 4th of the year for Baylor. They will fall to 4-4, and some may start calling for Dave Aranda's job.
Yeah, and Aranda, I feel like he's done a good job here at Baylor with what you have to work with. You're not a premier recruiting school in a very tough state to recruit in, considering all the schools and the talent in Texas. It's hard to get top talent to go to Baylor out of all those schools. He's done a decent job. I think what it really boils down to is just the inconsistency that the Baylor team has shown.
Aranda is the defensive play caller. He was the 2019 LSU defensive coordinator, the team that won the national championship, undefeated season. 2nd and 10 for Cincy. Another give to Walker. Goes right side, gets a block to the 40. Walker dancing down the sideline. Brought down by Keaton Thomas at the 31. A gain of 11. That is enough for a Bearcat first down.
Yeah, and maybe a little retaliation from Keaton Thomas, because you saw he threw down Tommy Walker, hand on the back, pushed him down like a child at a candy store.
2:10 left to go. The Bearcats will let this one dribble down to the 2-minute timeout. Remember, you can't say 2-minute warning, as it's trademarked by the NFL.
Chris, you just said it. Chris.
Are the black vans going to appear at Nippert Stadium looking for me?
Yeah, don't ask for me for help, bro. I'm not going to be helping you there.
Well, for Cincinnati, up by 21, they will win their 7th straight game. Against Oklahoma State last week, they won 49-17. Bowl eligible for the first time since 2022. The 15th in the last 20 seasons for Cincinnati. I think a huge part as well with Scott Satterfield. We saw what happened last year. They started 5-2, lost 5 in a row. This year, you talk about the expectations. They lose the season opener, but win 7 in a row. Some might argue that he has saved his job with this season so far.
I think all would almost argue that. He really was on the hot seat before, but due to some contractual things, you couldn't really fire him. But now, year 3, he's shown, all right, give me time, give me talent. We can build a winning football team. And this Bearcats team, assuming they hold on, you can never be too sure in college football, probably a top 20 team tomorrow afternoon.
They are nationally ranked for the first time since 2022. The AP poll does come out tomorrow. In a few weeks, the CFP poll will come out. We talked about it in the first half. Sometimes they don't see eye to eye. But looking here at Baylor, a team that led the nation in passing yards coming into this game, the Bearcats have limited Sawyer Robertson 18 for 26, 137 passing yards. Robertson is someone that's averaged 339 per game coming into today. 21 touchdowns as he led the nation in that category as well. But boy, he has been smothered and shut down today.
Yeah, and this will be his second, or only his 3rd game under 300 passing yards on the year, which is pretty ridiculous when you think about it. 300 passing yards is a crazy mark to hit, and he hasn't done it against Samford. He hasn't done it against Arizona State. And you can almost surely add Cincinnati to that list.
Looking at Robertson coming into this game, he's had at least 23 completions in every game this season. Today, as I mentioned, only 18. Just not a factor in this one today. As the sky is dark, the lights are on. Some fans have stayed at Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati. We talked about the temperature. It's been cold, maybe something Baylor's not comfortable with. You look at last week, they had a 2-hour weather delay against TCU in a game which they lost to the Horned Frogs by 6. So technically, I guess you can say weather has not been in their favor in quite some time.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about that. You can't control the weather. You can prepare for it. You can be ready for any circumstance, but you can't control the weather. You can't just ask the sky to stop pouring down rain on you or ask the sun to warm up a little bit. Hey, buddy, can you turn up the heat to maybe 10 degrees? You can't do that. So you need to be prepared to play in any situation. And being down in Texas, it's harder to prepare for some of these situations that you see in the Midwest, in which you could have rain and shine and then a hurricane in the next 5 minutes.
There's Ohio weather for you, especially. 1st and 10 from the Baylor 31. Bearcats up by 21. Unless something dramatic happens, they will win their 7th straight game. 2 tight ends in motion, 1 to each side. Seen that quite a bit today. Sorsby, a give to the running back Walker up the middle. Gets up to about the 26-yard line. That is a gain of 5 for Tawee Walker. Another timeout taken by the Baylor Bears. That is their 3rd and final. Total yards today, Cincinnati 364, Baylor 266. A balanced attack for the Bears with 129 rushing and 137 passing. But what stands out, Cincinnati 253 rushing yards, nearly matching the total yards the Bears have today.
Yeah, and there's been not just a one person doing it. Brendan Sorsby with 85, Walker with 77, Pryor with 66, even Isaiah Johnson with 2 carries and 24 yards. It's been spread out, and they've all been effective. Their yards per carry, the team average is 5.5. They've been effective. They've all been doing it. And Baylor hasn't been able to stop it, so why go away? There's no reason to go away from it.
Tonight, the Bearcats averaging around 6 yards per carry. That is near the mark they averaged throughout this season coming into this game. Officially 6.1 yards per carry. That's 5th nationally this season. 2nd and 6 from the 27. A first down will ice this game away for the Bearcats. Sorsby in the pistol. Handoff. Walker goes right side, tries to find a block, cuts it back, and he's brought down at the 24-yard line. Once again, Keaton Thomas and DJ Coleman combining in on the tackle.
Yeah, now 3rd and 3. You're obviously going to let this one tick down as much as possible. Maybe even let it tick down all the way and then take a timeout right at the end, just so you can take the maximum amount of time off of the clock. And then you need to draw up one of your best short yardage plays here. 3rd and 3. You want to ice it here. Maybe you continue with the run that's been effective for you all day. Maybe you work in a little bit of a play action, try to get some trickery. You have Chance Williams in there in the running back in the backfield, so maybe you pull something creative.
1:02 left to go in the gun. Sorsby hands off. Williams finds a cut, and that's enough for the first down as he's brought down at the 17-yard line. And that should be the icing on the cake for the Cincinnati Bearcats to advance to 7-1 on the year, including their 5th win in conference play. They will enter the best formation in football, victory formation. Sorsby will go behind his center as he trots back to the 23-yard line, the right hash, surrounded by his teammates. He gets the snap, steps up, takes a knee, and that will do it. The Bearcats win 41-20 over the Baylor Bears. They scored 24 straight to start off the game. Bears fought back. It was 27-20 at a point in this game. But the Bearcats, they make it count in that 4th quarter, scoring 14 and win 41-20.
Yeah, and we had talked about second half struggles for this team, and they went out there and they proved us wrong. Their offense picked it up in the second half. They were helped out by a nice forced turnover on the kick return as well that set them in a really good position to score again. Brendan Sorsby with that highlight run as well. They just didn't give up. The perseverance that this Bearcats team has, and they are ready to see themselves in the top 20 tomorrow afternoon.
Cincinnati, 7-game winning streak. They win their 63rd homecoming game and now even the all-time series with Baylor. 1-1. That was only the second all-time meeting between these two schools. Coming up next for Cincinnati, a tough match at Utah.
Realistically, the rest of their schedule is a tough match. It's a brutal gauntlet for the end of the Big 12.
At Utah, home to Arizona and BYU, who won today, and then at TCU to close it off. For Baylor, they fall to 4-4. They are 2-3 in conference play. Their next match will be next Saturday. They host UCF. They will then host Utah. They will travel to Arizona and then host Houston on the final week of the college football season. From Nippert Stadium, the Bearcats win 41-20. They moved to 7-1 and are undefeated in conference play, tied with BYU, both at 5-0. It's been a pleasure here from Cincinnati. Justin Dedrick, Christian McGahn signing off from Clifton. The Bearcats win 41-20.